Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody doing? Welcome to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I am your host, Tony, also known as Low Tone Tony, Couch Scout Extraordinaire, and affectionately known as Pastor Trenches. So before we get started, y'all know the drill. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. We're building real conversation over here as always. No fake hot takes, no media spin, just facts, context, film, and then we get into the real debate. So yeah, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Um I am streaming to the Armchair GM CJ's channel, also Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. You can subscribe to both channels. I'm streaming to both channels each morning Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so I greatly appreciate if you guys will. I would appreciate if you guys would do that. Also, I have pinned at the bottom in the comments link to the PayPal. So if you would like to support the show, show love to the show, enjoying the vibe, the conversation, um, the debates and everything, show a little love. I just got a daily goal of $25. Nothing big, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too big. Just a little $25 to help improve the show, keep the keep the content going, things of that nature. Okay. So let's see who we have in here this morning. Anthony Brown, 1840 said, "What's up? What's up, Anthony Brown? Thank you for tapping in this morning, my guy. I'm trying to give you good vibes on the morning kickoff. So if you haven't subscribed to both channels, do that for us. I think CJ was 3 subscribers away from reaching his goal of 2,000. So if you haven't subscribed already to CJ's channel, do that. The Carolina Armchair GM CJ and my channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. So we'll definitely greatly appreciate that. And Frankie said, "Pause. Pause. What's the pause for, Frankie? You done hit me with a pause this morning and we ain't even got started. Oh, go on, Frankie. What's the pause for? Hey, what's the temperature like where you guys are located? What's the temperature today? Probably not too much different than yesterday. I'll take it. D Cash, he said, Tony, hey, what's up, my boy? Thank you for tapping in this morning, man. What's the weather like in the Queen City this morning? Top of the morning to you fellas. It is a smooth 98 degrees Fahrenheit at 3:05 here in the UAE. A smooth 98. DC, DK said it's gonna be hot, dog. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I do not miss that humidity, but then when I came here, I think humidity has a new definition for me, especially when you're surrounded by nothing but water and sand. So yeah, that the humidity here is different, dog. Trust me. Dcash said, and I work outside. Well, I'm gonna keep you in my prayers. I ain't built for the outdoor weather, dog. Not to work in, no way. That's for sure. I ain't built like that. I ain't got it in me. I ain't even gonna hold you on that one. Frankie says 71 to Asheville. Man, y'all got that good weather. Oh, that's good temperature weather, man. I wish I could see 71 this time of year where I'm located. That would be a blessing. That would definitely be a blessing. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me just fine. I was messing around with my mic a little bit. Make sure I don't sound too low. Let me know. Put a one in the comments if everything sounds good. I don't want to be blowing out nobody eardrums or nothing like that. Reality Beats 11 says, "Sup, Tony? What's up, Reality? Hey, glad you could check in today. I don't remember seeing you yesterday. So glad you're here this morning. How's everything going where you at? Okay, everybody give me a one. Okay, Frankie said, I hear you good. Okay, cool, cool. All right. Just want to make sure that the mic is good. All right. So also remember, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk is on the Carolina Armchair GM Network, and the deeper conversation continues on Patreon. The links are in the description, in the YouTube description, towards the bottom. You see all the links to my YouTube channel, Twitter, and Patreon. If you're not familiar with the Patreon, go over to Patreon, check it out, man. The three tiers, the fan zone, the film access, and the debate table VIP. The fan zone is $4 a month. The film access is $8 a month, and the debate table VIP is $12 a month. Over there, we definitely have a deeper conversation. We dig deep into the film analysis, film breakdown, player analysis. We look at players, draft prospects that'll be coming up next year. This year is already gone, but anytime, we're going to be watching film throughout the year. There may be someone during the college football season. You be like, hey, let's check out so and so who plays for so and so, you know. But you have to be a paid subscriber, a paid member on Patreon to voice your opinion about the show and what we're doing over there. Okay. And we're only doing it over on Patreon, not here on YouTube. YouTube is crazy strict, and I want to avoid all that. SC says, "Sup, man? Your tone is definitely low, sir." Hey, I keep it even balanced, SC. I am who I am. You know what I mean? I don't try to get too high, too low. I try to keep it right in the middle, my guy. Your nickname Low Tone Tony is definitely sticking, dog. It has definitely become a thing. I let my wife know, and she just fell out laughing. And I kind of got pissed off because she was laughing as hard as she was. I don't think I really appreciate that, but I think she meant it in a good way though. But yeah, Low Tone Tony is sticking around, my guy. Thanks to you. Reality said, I was here yesterday, just tuned in late. I heard y'all's take on Izzy. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, today is Darrell Bevell's day. We are talking about Darrell Bevell, and we want to dive deep into what is his role. We're trying to get a little clarity on what we believe his role will be this year. Okay. Is he the safety net or a secret weapon? That's I think that's a good way to look at it. Is he the safety net or the secret weapon? Some people believe that he's in the cut, waiting to take over for Brad Idzik if he mess up. Some people believe that he's just here for more support for the first time play caller and offer his veteran presence and advice. I'm leaning more towards the latter. I don't believe that there's no hidden agenda to take anyone's position. I think he's here more to help out Brad Idzik, since Dave Canales is going to take more of a CEO role. We spoke about that the day before yesterday, Dave Canales, and what his expanded role would be for the team and what it would mean now that he has taken a step back from calling plays. Okay. So Jonte Rozier said, "Good morning, Tony from Northern Nevada." I'm not saying that last part. You always put that in there. You got me. You got me yesterday. I ain't doing it today, Jonte. But good morning, my friend. Glad you tapped in this morning. Glad that you tapped in this morning. Northern Nevada. Let me see. So Vegas is Southern Nevada. Are you up near Reno, going towards Lake Tahoe or close to Lake Tahoe, anything like that, or you on the outskirts of Las Vegas, Henderson, and trying to think of what's that other city. Um not where the brothels at, Jonte. don't don't tell me about the brothels. But yeah, where you at where you at in Nevada? Like Frankie said, training camp in a few weeks and no fan attendance allowed. Yep, that is a fact. That is a fact. Quante said, "What's good, Tony? What's good, Quante? Hey, glad you tapped in this morning to the morning kickoff. Appreciate you being here, my guy. Hey, if y'all haven't hit that like button on your way in, make sure y'all hit that like button. I know my likes have been light the past few days. You know, between 13 and 17, something like that. There's plenty of y'all watching the show, and if if you got the likes on CJ's channel." Hey, kudos. I appreciate that, but I also would like for you to hit the like button for on the Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk channel. Okay. Vietnam said good morning, Panther fam. Hey, good morning, Vietnam. Hey, I appreciate you joining the Patreon family, joining the VIP debate table, the top tier. So now that you and Will Robinson is in the top tier, you guys' voice will be heard more than anybody else. You have the opportunity to shape that community over there. Discussions that we have. Um, what film that you would like to watch on on a particular person, whether it's college or pros. So I have that. So I'm also reach out to you. Make sure you have WhatsApp. I'm going to give you my personal contact information so you can reach out and talk to me that way. So right now I've only been talking to Will, but now that you're in that tier as well, I'm going to give you that firsthand information as well. So again, appreciate you joining up, appreciate the support, and we're gonna get more into that over on Patreon. So yeah, you guys reach out to me through Patreon, man. I'm always connecting with you guys, always responding. That is a community that I built and created so that we can get more into the deeper film work, learning different schematic and schemes offensively and defensively, things of that nature. There's a couple of things that I want to do, but I haven't done yet over there. But that is going to be where most of the extensive um, breakdown and talks about the Panthers and college football and things of that nature. So it's a good community. Good community. It's starting to pick up a little steam. I think I've only been active over there for over a week. And I think I'm already at like 15 to 20 members. So I appreciate that. I post over there daily after the show, after each morning show. Um, I also check the community post on YouTube. I'll be posting over there daily as well, whether it's a poll or giving a post show recap of today's show and asking a good question or two over there in the community post, so you can check that out as well. All right. Fair I'm saying? Ain't no rise up in here already. That's what I'm talking about. Talk to him, Fair Talk to him. And he says, keep pounding. Gerald Stick said, good morning, Tony and chat. Hey, good morning, my G. Good morning, my boy. I sound like Unc just now when I said that. I ain't mean to do that. Then he gonna say I'm biting. But nah, good morning, Gerald. Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. As he say, he's here to take Dave's job in case he messes up, Tom. Okay. I'm not willing to go that far. That's a super hypothetical. So yeah. Let's see if Dave messes up. Let's see that first. And then we could probably get into more of a reality what may come next. But I don't think that right now, SC. Jonte said, "I live in Fallon, Nevada, work in Reno." Okay, all right, I know what Fallon is. Jonte said, "Them brothels are all over." Yes, they are, sir. Yes, they are. Oh man. Frankie said, "So easy to hit the like." That's right, Frankie. So easy to hit the like. Hit the like button, man. It don't cost you nothing. It don't take but a few seconds to press that little thumbs up button. That's all you gotta do. I would greatly appreciate it. I know the algorithm is not that familiar with me yet, but I'm trying to get them there. I'm trying to get it there. And Fair Nam says, "So no doubt, Tony, gotta support the real channels." Hey, I appreciate that love, man. I appreciate that support. He said, "All right." Let's see. S, he said, "That's messed up, William. William gets the number. That's cold, sir." Hey, you you can get it too, SC, but you ain't signed up to the debate table VIP, dog. Like it can't everybody don't get that perk, dog. I appreciate it. You can get it though. You can get it though. You have truly donated and supported other ways. I do definitely appreciate that. So yeah, you can get it too. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me on Twitter and I'll send you a message, man. Don't be calling me with no bullshit neither, SE. Don't do that. All right. So the main question for you guys, I want you guys to give me an answer on this in the chat. Is Darrell Bevell just experienced support, or could he quietly help shape the Panthers' offense? I want to know what you guys think and how you feel about that. Is Darrell Bevell just experienced support, or could he quietly help shape the Panthers' offense? I think that's a good question for the chat. So you guys tackle that and give me your responses um in the chat. And I'm going to post a link to anybody that wants to come up on the panel and be a part of the panel today as we discuss Darrell Bevell. So yeah, if you're watching through Armchair GMCJ channel or UO Sports Talk, the link will support both channels. All right. The link will support both channels. So anybody want to come up, holler at your boy. We can definitely get started uh with today's topic. I believe you guys are really gonna like Monday and Tuesday. I'm not gonna let the cat out the bag just yet, but we're gonna really get into some things um about these topics Monday and Tuesday about the people we're gonna be talking about. And I think it's gonna give a better understanding, better insight to the structure and how things are being done and um how they see things going forward. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Dcash said experience support. Okay, Dcash said experience support. And she said, "I don't want it now since I'm the leftovers, just playing, and I don't have Twitter, sir." Oh man. Oh man. Well, SC, have you subscribed to a tier on Patreon, or you just one of the free members? I can't remember. Um yeah, you got to hit me up somewhere. I ain't gonna put my number uh through YouTube. That I'm definitely not gonna do that. So if you want it, you got to find a way to come get it, the way to access it, or maybe help. Ask Will. Will got it. Will got it. Oh, and speaking of my brother, let me bring him to the stage. Tip Drill Will, as he is affectionately called and known by me and CJ, Mr. Real Robinson. What's happening, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good this morning. I'm good. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. Hanging in there.
It's sounding all bright eyed and bushy tailed this morning. What you done
Yeah,
ran
man.
my house?
No, man, I haven't run yet, man. I'm excited, man, because the family getting together today. So my daughter's gonna be in town.
Oh,
You remember we
yeah,
going out of town today. So I'm super excited,
right.
man. I'm super excited.
Okay. Y'all gonna just be going for the weekend?
Yeah, yeah. We gonna be back. We coming back on Monday.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let me read through some of these comments real quick. Vietnam said Bevel should make our offense legit, but we won't know if he's given the power to do so. Hmm. I don't think Bevel is going to have as much power as people think. I don't think that's his role. Um, yes, the title says, associate assistant head coach or whatever, but he's a senior consultant, if I'm not mistaken. He's not the quarterbacks coach like he was in Miami. So you got your offensive coordinator, you got your quarterbacks coach, and then I think Darrell Bevell falls behind the quarterback coach. So I believe he's going to have some input, but I don't think he's going to sway the decisions that are made. Um, either way, you know what I'm saying? I don't foresee him having the power that some people may um believe that he may have. Now that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure. Well, what you think, Will? What you think about well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Let me catch up on some of these comments real quick. But that's a good question though. That's a good thought, Fed. Now, Jonathan said, were you stationed in Fallon at one time? No, I was never stationed in Nevada. No, I was never stationed in Fallon, Nevada. So Frankie said facts, Vietnam. Michael Dickerson said, I looked at a lot of film from Miami, not sure who it will be, but I think Bevel helps unlock the tight end room. Okay. Okay. Did he have a connection with the tight ends at Miami? Mike, let me know in the comments. I don't because I know he was the quarterbacks coach. I don't know if he oversaw the tight ends or not, but let me know. Reality said, with the addition of Darrell Bevel and etc., you think they building around Bryce because they plan on keeping him? I mean, that would be the smart choice, whether they decide to keep him or not. He is the quarterback for the 2026 season, so you have to build around what you have. I don't know how you build around anything that you don't have in the building right now that's going to operate from the quarterback position. So they have no choice but to build around Bryce if they want to see success. Um, and she said, "I'm sub to the $4 one." Okay, I'll send you a message. Se, I'll send you a message. Dcash said you can actually message on YouTube now. Oh, you can, Dcash? Shit, I ain't know that. Yeah, I'd rather do it on Patreon. I feel a lot more secure over there. Put them paws on them. What's up, Poppin'? Good morning. Who's spilling coffee? Now might be Will. I don't drink coffee. Will might be spilling some coffee.
No, I've never drank a cup of coffee in my life, man.
Oh, you
Believe it or
don't drink
not.
coffee neither?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean I have drank coffee, because I do like to well, my wife makes her own cold brew now. I've showed her how to make her own cold brew. Well, I was making it for her. I do like a cold brew. I don't like hot coffee. I will have a cold brew, but hot coffee, no, no, I'm not with it. Says I hope we can unlock the tight end production we've been missing. That's what Fan Nam said. Okay. Frankie said, I still am not drinking the Kool-Aid. Hey, I could dig it,
That's
Frankie.
fair.
I
That's
can
fair.
dig it.
That's
What you
fair.
say, Will?
I said that's
That's
fair.
fair.
So
Yeah.
you're not
Vietnam
have to be
said,
skeptical.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Vietnam said, if Bevel doesn't have any power to enact change, then what is he there for? Better off keeping the other quiet wallflower guy we had last year. Nah, I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that. Because you, first of all, you have to remember, you have to understand his position, his title. He's not in a position to enact change, right? He's not in a position to enact change. So we can't assume or feel like just because we want him to, that's not his role. His role is not there to enact change. I don't believe. That's my opinion.
Mhm.
As he said, I can't wait to become a member of Unbiased if you offer that later on, and I'm already a member of CJ's channel. Can't wait to become a member of Unbiased if you offer that later on, and I'm already a member of CJ's channel. Well, have you subscribed to the Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk channel, SC? Because yeah, he could do the member thing through YouTube. That's separate than what I'm doing on Patreon. I don't have nothing to do with his membership thing that he has over there. Yeah, my Patreon is totally separate from anything. Okay. DCAS said people blame Bevel for the pick in that Super Bowl, but looking back at it, he did the right thing analytically and situation wise. So I think he'll be good, a good sounding board for Izzy. Hey, we had, I ain't gonna say we, on PPP channel. He had a super Seahawks fan. Oh, one was a one way Tay is her name. Um, I forgot the young lady name, but she's a big time Seattle Seahawks fan. I'm about to say Supersonics. And she mentioned that that particular play, that play was supposed to be a run play, and Russell Wilson checked into the pass play on his own. She said that
Remember the
a
Super
run
Bowl play?
play. Yeah, you remember that famous Super
Oh,
Bowl play when they was like
oh
4th inches
no.
on the goal line or whatever, and got that
Oh
pick
God.
against New England. Yeah, that
Yes.
play was originally supposed to be a run play, and Russell Wilson switched to a pass play. Now that's what she said, and from people that she know that played for the Seahawks, that's what she was told. I forgot who she's. It was somebody that used to play for the Seahawks that told her this. And
Oh wow.
so when she told us, we was like, wow, because the media made it seem like it's one thing, but she was like, no, it wasn't like that. So that's what was brought forward to us. Michael Dickerson said, yes, John Smith. Okay. All right. I like John Smith too. Yeah. Fair enough. So what's wrong with coffee? It's good, hot or cold. The taste is different. The taste is totally different. When you make hot coffee and it releases the carcinogens and things that's in the coffee beans, it creates that bitterness, that horrible coffee taste. I don't understand how people drink
It's a horrible
black
coffee
coffee.
taste.
That shit is like drinking um unseasoned oil, and I don't even know what they even. I that just came to mind. You know what I'm
Golly, I was about
saying?
to say, because I was going to ask you personally, what does
Yeah,
seasoned
I know you
oil taste
was.
like?
Yeah, I know you was. Yeah, I had to add some clarity before that BS question come
Fly out
about.
my mouth. Right there, before it fly out my mouth, because it was right there. I was ready to go.
But yeah, cold brew coffee doesn't do that. It doesn't release the the carcinogens and doesn't have that bitter taste to it. So yeah, caffeine is still the same, but it doesn't have that nasty bitter aftertaste like a hot coffee does. All right. Yes, there's an owners meeting interview with Canales where he explained Bevel's role. Yep, that's a fact. As he said, so we become members of Unbiased through Patreon only, low tone. No, you can subscribe to the Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk on YouTube. When I'm streaming, when you get your notification, is it coming through Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk or is it coming through the Armchair GM CJ channel? So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel as well. I'm just saying Patreon has nothing to do with either channel. That's a whole nother community where we get into watching film and deeper discussions and things of that nature. But yeah,
I
over
think what he's
here
talking about. I'm sorry,
what?
Tony. I
No, go
think what he's
ahead.
talking about is the membership button. Like on CJ's channel, I think I got for 199. I'm a
Right,
member of CJ's
right,
channel. And I don't think
right,
that you have that activated on your armchair, on your
right.
unbiased opinion
Unbiased
channel.
opinion. Yeah, because I don't have the subscribers yet. You can't.
You don't have the number
I
of
think you have to have.
subscribers.
Right, I don't have the number of subscribers yet. So that's why I was telling SC he may be a part of CJ's members on his channel, but I don't have that on on
Oh,
my channel on YouTube. Patreon is
okay.
totally different. It's totally separate from this channel or CJ channel on YouTube. Patreon is a whole different um entity by itself. Yeah. Uh Phenom said unseasoned oil. Yeah. That's just what came to that's what came to mind.
You know you ain't gonna never live
Phenom.
that down.
Yeah. The story is they didn't want Beast Mode as Super Bowl MVP. That's why the play was changed, allegedly, though. Yep, I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same thing. Red Swarm said, "Good morning, soldiers." So Greek, are you telling me that you made it through 20 plus years in that beloved U.S. Army without drinking, Joe? Yes, I can tell you
I'm,
that. I didn't start
I made it
drinking.
through 30.
Yeah, I didn't start drinking coffee until after. Okay, so after I got out the military, and I think when we were opening up our tutoring center in Cedar Hill, um, because I was building out the playground, and my wife brought me a cold brew coffee. That's my first time having a cold brew coffee from Starbucks. She brought me a cold brew coffee. So that was my first introduction to coffee. And I thought hot coffee was gonna taste like the cold brew. And I was mistaken. I'm mistaken real bad. So I think twice in my life I've had hot coffee. If it's not cold brew or something like that, like a latte in that manner with some ice, I can't do it. I'm a tea connoisseur. I love tea. And
Hey,
yeah, go ahead, Will.
a quick coffee thing. So like, I work when I worked for this guy named General Crawford. He drank a lot of
Right.
coffee, right? He was a brother, drank a lot of
Mm-hmm.
coffee. And he ended up grabbing my Starbucks cup one time. And in my Starbucks
Yeah.
cup was fucking goddamn hot cocoa. Cause I'm just trying to be a part of the crowd,
Right.
right? He took a sip and they said, who
Yeah.
the fuck is this? Somebody a 12-year-old in here?
Now I do like cappuccino. I do like a hot cappuccino. I love me some cappuccino,
I,
but
I,
coffee,
I,
nah,
I
I
like
can't do it.
I can only thing I can put I could get hot cocoa and I can get one
I love
espresso
me some
shot
hot
in it
cocoa.
and put one
Yeah,
espresso shot in there, then I can do that.
yeah. I do not
But anyway,
disturb the groove of a good cup of hot cocoa. Yeah,
you ain't
nothing goes
disturbing the
in there.
groove.
Yeah, I'm not disturbing the groove when it comes to hot cocoa. Yes, sir. Uh, Frank said I'm a Navy vet and do not drink coffee. That's what I'm talking about, Frankie. We ain't need that. We don't need that crash afterwards. Ain't nothing but a crash out drink. And she said that's exactly what I'm talking about, Mr. Butt Crack South Carolina. He talking to Will. Oh no. And she said, oh no, Blue Swarm is here already. Put them paws on them. That's popping. Popping said, I like cold brew coffee. I know that's right, popping. Me too. KJ the Great said, good morning, Tony and chat. Hey, good morning to you. Top of the morning. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit that like button for me on your way in. If you haven't already hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button, man. My likes been kind of low lately. Been really kind of low. So let's try to get that like button. Get those likes up. Is what I'm trying to say. Cash and analytic wise in 2014, the pass from the 1 yard line was attempted 108 times. Russell was one in the first one intercepted. Okay. All right. Tim Ball said, good morning. Kobe was the way to go. Talk to him, Tim. They don't hear you. Talk to him. Top of the morning to you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Red Swan with the LOL. KJ the Great said, coffee nasty. Never have and never will drink it. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Talk to him, KJ. Talk to him. And some of these old people walking around wondering why they got them super wrinkles drinking that nasty ass coffee. That was shade. Gerald Stick said, I'm a Marine and I drink my coffee black. Well, bless you, and we will pray for you. Yeah, I can't do it. Cannot do it. Red Swarm said, top of the morning to your SC. Oh, he talking to SC. All right, Will. So I'm gonna get into it. Start off with my little hook. So let's start with the facts. Day 5 is about Darrell Bevell. Not Brad Idzik, not Dave Canales, just Darrell Bevell. Now we have to mention Idzik because Idzik is the play caller and Bevell's role connects to the offensive process. But today is not about Idzik. Is not another Idzik show. Today is about Bevell's value. The Panthers added him as an experienced offensive voice. That matters because the offense is going through a real transition. Brad Idzik has the call sheet. Dave Canales is stepping into more of a full team head coach role. Bryce Young still needs structure around him. So Bevel roles matters, right? But we have to frame it correctly. He is not the play caller. He's not a shadow coordinator. He's not here to create confusion, Fed now. He is here to help sharpen the process. So the real question is, and I asked the chat this earlier, is Darrell Bevel just experienced support or could he quietly help shape the Panthers offense? All right. So let's start with the facts. Kind of already mentioned it. Darrell Bevel is Carolina's associate head coach and offensive specialist. Those are his um titles for the team. Associate head coach and offensive specialist. That title matters because it tells us he is not just a random assistant in the building. He is an experienced offensive resource. That's the key word there, resource.
Mhm.
His background is tied to the quarterbacks, past game structure, offensive planning, and staff support. So the question is not whether Bevel has experience. He does. The question is how that experience actually helps Carolina. So the context, let's keep it real. Experience by itself does not win games. A coach having experience only matters if that experience improved the product. So with Bevel, I'm asking, does he help the offensive process? Does he help the passing game? Does he help the quarterback room, situational football? Does he help the staff prepare cleaner answers? That is where his value has to show up. So the question I have for you, Will, what does Darrell Bevel bring that the Panthers offense actually needs? What say you, sir?
Experience matters. Experience absolutely matters because he has that breadth of experience and he is our head coach's mentor. That is
Right.
critical. So our head coach believes, because if he's saying that he's his mentor, he believed that his style of play, elements of his style of play come from what he learned from his mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because now, just based off his title, I think it's associate head coach or assistant to the head coach or something like that.
Right.
Darrell Bevell is
Associate head coach. I'm sorry. He's the associate head coach and um where'd it go? Offensive specialist. I believe that's what
period.
it was.
So
Right.
basically, he is, when I read that, that means that he is Brad Idzik's Yoda.
Mm,
Old wise
okay.
man, please tell me, what do you think? I'm still making a decision. However, old wise man, and once you review the game that we just played in Chicago in real time, give me my after action as I prepare for the Atlanta game. Tell me what
Right.
I missed. Old wise man, as I am creating rhythm and timing in the offense, as you are listening to me call plays in the headset, what am I doing here? What do you think about Bryce drop back in this scenario? What do you think about his footwork? How do you think things are going to work here? How would you
Right.
use Tommy Tremble a little bit better? All of those, all of those, um, all of those are going to be important. And I know for me, especially if I am new onto something, and I'm just gonna just throw something that is totally like an analogy. Um, like when you go to the auto center on a military base, they have this place where you can go change the oil, change your brakes, or whatever the case may be.
Right. Right.
I was a young soldier. I didn't have enough money to pay to put a new clutch in my Honda Civic. The only way I could actually do that is to press the I believe button, buy the clutch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And put it in myself. Um, and that old man wasn't, he said, I will guide you and help you because I had seen my father do it before, right? So I had done it
Yeah.
before. It's my first time doing it myself. And he was like, okay, do this, do that. What have you thought about this? Have you got that? You have to have these things. You got to do this. So he was reminding me of all the things that I needed to do as I walked on that journey. He was coaching me through me being the person responsible for the system. So, like I said yesterday, um, Brad Idzik will be the manager of the offensive system from tip to tail.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave Canales is now used to be a system manager. Now he's a manager of people who manage systems. And Darrell Bevell will be a person to be able to assist him in providing more resources to the offensive system, because the offensive system
Right.
is the one place where he does not have the experience that is necessary.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, were you just speaking on the motor center on base? That's why when I was a brag, I had two friends that worked down in the motor pool, both of them 88 mics, right? So if there was anything that I needed, I know I can get a little work done on the side, or like on a Friday if the motor pool ain't busy, getting things prepared for somebody, whoever's going in the field that weekend or whatever. Yeah, I got a little extra work done. Just slide in a little extra work here and there.
Oh
Always
yeah.
good to have friends that worked in the motor pool.
But I mean, y'all was putting in a clutch. They wasn't gonna do that in the motor pool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
they'd
yeah.
help. They're slipping there. They'll change my front brakes for me real fast. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So, do you feel like oh, first let me just mention that, yes, guys, I just dropped the poll on screen is at the bottom left, and it says, what is Bevel's biggest value? One is helping Izzy, two helping Canales, three helping Bryce, four cleaning up the process. So you could put one, two, three, or four in the chat, and it would tabulate um into the poll. I will leave it up there for a few minutes as we get through this first topic. So yeah, make sure you hit 1, 2, 3, or 4 for your answer, and it would tabulate over in the poll. So so we were just talking about Darrell Bevell's title that was just mentioned, and associate head coach and offensive specialist, right? And we talked about how even though, or I mentioned how even though I don't think he would have as much power per se as people think, I still believe that his title matters. But the production, the product matters even more. What you think about that, Will?
You said what matters either more? I'm sorry.
The product, the
Oh
the
yeah.
the final product that Brad Idzik, puts out on the field from offensive
hmm
standpoint.
hmm I think it does matter even more. And like, and I hate to go from a blast from the past here, but
Mm,
Joe Brady was a first time play caller when he came to Charlotte
that's a fact. Straight from
without
college.
straight from college. He didn't call plays in college. Um, and he was able to get up to speed. I would be sorely disappointed if Izzy isn't able to do this. He's had so much preparation. So the product
Right,
should be so
right.
the product should look better. He has way more resources than he's had before. And kudos to the Teplers for continuing to stroke them checks. Because it's not like Bevel there for free.
That's a fact. That is a
Kudos
fact.
to kudos to the Templars for stroking the checks.
Yeah. So do you feel like his impact should be judged by results and not his reputation?
You talking about Bevan? Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He should be judged by his results. Your reputation only gets you hired.
Right.
Your results keep you employed.
Mm. Talk to him, Will. That
Shoot, don't get me
was a
started.
bar. That was a
Yeah,
bar.
get me started.
That was that was a whole bar. Well, I'm trying to get you started a little bit. You know me. You know me. All right. So I'm a, I believe his value is in the details, and it's not necessarily something that we're going to see um and know that his hand played a part in certain decisions, right? I think he will be I I think he will be effective from behind the scenes. I think his presence will be felt from behind the scenes. And I'm not calling him a magic fix, and I'm not acting like a title solves the offense. But if he helps the staff organize the week and sharpen the passing game and give Bryce Young better answers, then his role matters. I believe that is his lane. But what you think about that?
Yeah, I do too. I think that is his lane. Um, do in your former profession, did y'all have something called graybeards?
Yes.
That's what he is. He's a
Mm.
graybeard. He's a graybeard.
He's a gray
Hey,
beard.
look,
I ain't
I've
think of it
seen
like
it.
that.
I've seen it. I've done it. Let me tell you how. Let me. Hey, Bryce, come here in training camp. Hey, come here. Listen to me. You see, when we're installing this and we're doing these things, it is to get to these answers for this reason. See, here's the thing. In order to have proper leadership, you have to explain to
Right.
people the how and the why. When you explain to somebody why you're doing something, it makes them execute it
Mm-hmm.
better. And once and you don't do it because I said so. Do it because these are the whys of why we're doing this.
The old
That's the
head.
reason why this is the reason why we put this wrinkle into the offense. It is to
Yes,
get to these
sir.
answers. It is to give you this tool out there. And when we were down there in Jacksonville trying to do preparatory work, I expect for you to use that tool. I don't expect for you to just run through the motions. I expect for you to use the
Right.
tool you're given.
Right. Hey,
Those are the things that are
that
necessary.
that is something I have not heard in a long time. Gray beard.
Um, I'm a
Old
great.
that old wise season. Yes, you are. That old
I
wise
yeah,
season NCO or officer. Yeah,
yeah.
been in for X amount of years. It like translates to real life. You got that older person in your life, that
Mhm.
uncle, somebody that been around the block more times than you've been alive, and he trying to give you game, and trying to
Right.
help steer you
I
from the pitfalls that he made, mistakes that he made, you know,
I
and
I'm
yeah,
I got a graybeard session that we do 3 times a year for cyber and signal officers.
right,
And I'm one of the graybeards that sit on the panel, and we talk about leadership, mentorship, and all that stuff. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. Old gray beard. All right. So has everybody put in their answers 1, 2, 3, or 4 for the poll, the live poll that's at the bottom left here? Um, it is calculating you guys' response. So if you haven't, please do so. We'll greatly appreciate it. And look at Circle, aka Black Ron, aka Smokey. What's good with it, Tony? What up, Will? What's good with you, Smokey? What's happening? Yeah. You know who that is though, Will, don't you?
What's good, Circle? Circle?
Yeah, Dino Bravo 87. That's Circle.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yes. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. What's going on, big guy? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him. That's him. Black Ron. All right. So I'm gonna close this poll if you guys are done. And let's see. So answer number one was helping Isaac at 50%. Number 4, clean up the process, came in second. Helping Bryce came in third. Helping Canales got no love, like zero. You can't get any lower than that. Oh, go on. Y'all don't think Canales need a little help? We've been riding Canales pretty hard here, uh, especially last year. Y'all don't think he need a little help? He don't need a little better influence in his ear every now and then.
No, coaching.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So let me take this
Of course.
take that one
Of
down.
course.
All right. So we're gonna transition into topic 2. We said so. Now let's get to the part that matters most with a role like this. Role clarity. That was the title on the thumbnail. Role clarity. Because when you add an experienced offensive voice, it can help the room or it can crowd the room. The difference is clarity. All right. So the facts: Brad Idzik owns the call sheet. Dave Canales oversees the team. Darrell Bevell supports the process. That is the clean structure, and that structure has to stay clean. So the context is good staffs collaborate before the game. Bad staffs sound crowded during the game. That is the line Carolina has to walk. During the week, you want ideas. You want coaches challenging each other. You want the run game plan, the pass game plan, third down plan, and red zone plan to connect. But on game day, the offense needs one rhythm. One voice has to own the call sheet. That is Izzy. Bevel can help sharpen the plan, but he cannot muddy the chain of command. All right. So to you, Will, the question is, does Darrell Bevel's presence create clarity for the Panthers offense, or does it risk too many voices in the room? What say you, sir? Okay. We'll probably busy and
Oh
stepped
snap!
away for a
I was
minute.
talk. No, no. I'm sorry. I was talking on mute. I
Oh
was
yeah.
saying that I was saying that he does provide. He doesn't muddy. He's not an extra voice. He is speaking through Isaac, not around Isaac. So if he's providing some stuff to Bryce, it's because they've already talked about that in the coaching room, in coaches meetings. They've already done that. He's like, look, this is what I see. This is what I know. These are the things I think he needs to work on. You need to let him know that. And as Isaac is,
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm just pointing on Bryce. It could be the offensive line. It could be the offensive line, a part of the install or part of the system. He might be grabbing Rob Hunt and saying, Rob, in this play, you're supposed to climb up to the second level. You remember?
Yeah.
And it could be a multiple, it could be multiple things. It doesn't have to always because we obviously, we go from coach to offensive coordinator to quarterback. And I know that that's the chain, right? Of the most
Right.
influential people, head coach, coordinator, and then quarterback. But there's so many other pieces of this that he can provide information saying, hey, T-Mac, and you're supposed to get depth here. You're supposed to get depth. And oh, by the way, you have to, and then telling Excel, you got to sell this shit. They need to think you are going deep on this package for these reasons. All of those things matters. And I think that year one, they were learning the system. Year two, the coaching staff was refining the system and the players was starting to have mastery of the system. I think year
Right.
three, the system is supposed to operate on as a fully functioning assembly line. So, and Bevel, I think, helps that tremendous can help that tremendously. Don't know for sure because I haven't seen anything yet.
Right. Right. So is your argument for the clarity
Yeah, my argument is that
or
he
or too
provides
many
clarity.
voices?
He provides clarity.
Okay. Um I can agree with that. I can understand if somebody says too many voices. I think NH mentioned that just now. He
Hmm.
said too many voices. Because too many voices can become a problem if the staff does not know where the final decision comes from. So
Right.
if the offense has too many fingerprints and no rhythm, that truly becomes an issue. You know what I mean? That's something that definitely needs to be established and worked out. And I believe those guys have that because they have worked together before. Back
Right.
in Seattle, they both of those guys worked under Darrell Bevel at the time. Like I
Correct.
said, Bevel knows this offense just as well as Canales and Idzik. You know what I'm saying? But now the roles have reversed. Now it's Canales as the head coach and Brad Idzik as the offensive coordinator. So now Bevel is coming in to support those guys. You know what I mean? But I think that, like we was talking about yesterday, having that connected tissue, I think the connected tissue is the fact that they do have experience working together and they all have experience in this offense. So even though it may look like he came from the outside, in reality, he really hasn't because he know these guys and he's been in this offense. So nothing about this process really is really foreign to him. And I think he can make a better adjustment with to his position and in helping these guys quicker than if it was somebody that didn't know the system, didn't understand the play calls or the play sheet and understand the guys that he's working for. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah,
It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Absolutely.
right. So I
Hmm.
did put up another poll, you guys, for topic 2. Does Bevel reduce the risk? 1 is yes, 2 is no, 3 is only if roles are clear, 4 is too many voices concern me. So press 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat, and it will tabulate in the poll to the left. I will leave that up for a couple minutes before we move on. And listen, we've been in here an hour already. There's about 31 people watching. If you haven't subscribed to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk or the Carolina Armchair GMCJ channel, please do so. Subscribe to both channels, if you will. Hit the like button. Turn the post notification bell when you subscribe and select all so you'll be
Hmm.
made aware when we do go live. Um, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk is Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. CJ right now is going live on Saturdays. And yeah, greatly appreciate you guys if you do that. And if you're enjoying this show, enjoying the conversation, the vibes, and it's helping you get your morning started off on a good note, support the channel. There's a QR code in the top right. Scan that QR code, it would take you to PayPal. I don't have Cash App. I apologize. We don't have that here in the UAE. But if you scan that QR code, it will take you to the PayPal. My little goal for each day is $25. So help me reach that daily goal of $25 and I would greatly appreciate it. Or you can send a super chat if that's easier for you. Either way will be beneficial and it goes to supporting the channel. All right. So let me bring up my main man, my partner. Let me bring Poppin to the stage, aka put them paws on him. Poppin, what's good?
Good morning, man. Good morning, man. How y'all doing, man?
Good morning.
Good
Yeah,
Good
morning. Good morning,
morning.
Papa. Good morning.
great conversation. Great conversation.
Talk to me, Poppin. Before we move on, what you think about uh the last topic we were discussing? Let me reread the debate question for you.
All
Does
right.
Darrell Bevell's presence create clarity for the Panthers offense, or does it risk too many voices in the room? And that's the answer to your question too, NHF official. Risk of what? Risk of too many voices. Go ahead, Poppin.
No, I think it helps um the room period. I call it the Carolina Triangle, which means Bevel, Canales, and Idzik. I mean, they've all been together. They one student from one to another, and
Mhm.
I think this is not one of those situations where we had a Matt Rule type of thing going on, or
Right.
or or Frank situation. We got too many Chiefs. Everybody knows their role, uh, and that's just kind of how it goes. You know, man. When you bring your friends along, you try to make sure you bring the right ones because this guy might be good at this guy might be good at this, and it takes more off of Canales' plate. And I think what Bevel really gonna do, he's gonna be really what his job I think really is to sit down and break down tape and film with Izzy and with Canales as well, and try to find ways that they can use the offense to expose any defenses that they get in front of. I think that's really what he's gonna be doing.
Okay. All right. So
Kind of
so
like kind of
your
like
answer.
Tony. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get in that Discord. Break down film.
Yeah. You mean Patreon? Yeah. I don't know nothing about Discord.
Yeah, Patreon, my fault.
Yeah. Have you subscribed to the Patreon? I'm about to put you on the spot now. Yeah. Let me
I,
find
I would
out.
I will be doing it today.
Mm-hmm.
Today is
I
payday.
know you. Okay. All right. All right. I'll be looking for it. Hey, Will, you got a member to the board in the debate VIP table, man. Fayette Nam has
Oh,
joined
okay.
you in Patreon at the debate table. So yeah, let's welcome Fayette Nam to the debate table VIP. Yes,
Welcome,
sir.
welcome, welcome.
So
Welcome,
yes,
brother.
sir.
Yeah.
And hey, Will, you need to let me know if you want to get back to watching the rest of the film on Jonathan Brooks. I know you had to leave yesterday, so we did watch one game against Oklahoma. We started
Mhm.
watching the Kansas game, but Will had to go, so
Yep.
we'll pick up whenever he wants to. We watched that Kansas game, and then I think we got Alabama after that. But Will, real
So,
quick, what was your takeaway from watching Jonathan Brooks so far?
um, he is a good catcher of the ball. I mean, he can catch the ball out the backfield. He's a
Right.
willing pass blocker, but not a good pass blocker. That was his college film. He's willing. Now, I don't mean he do it
Right.
well, but he's
Right.
willing to do it. But he doesn't do it
Yeah,
well. So that's a part of his game that needs to be worked on. So now
absolutely.
that leads me to believe in on an actual passing down. Um, he's a liability, even if he's allowed to block and leak out. Even when he block and leak out, he's so busy trying to leak out, he'll barely chip a tight end. He'll be like, hey man, I'm on my way out to run this
Mhm.
route. I see
You
you,
mean
I'm out here.
chip a defensive end, you mean?
Chip a defense, not tight end, I'm sorry, chip a defensive end. He'll be like, hey man, I was supposed to chip you, but I'm too busy trying to catch this ball. Right.
Right.
Um, so that's one of the things that I learned. And I hope to learn a little bit more about the fella. But yeah.
And it's crazy because as we was sitting there watching the film and we pulled up what his stats were that game, I think it was like 22 carries for 127 yards. But when you
Mhm.
look at it, listen, I couldn't see the 127. But maybe because that defense from Oklahoma was so staunch and they was
Mhm.
beating up Texas offensive line, and
Oh, they were beating
they was
them.
making a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage and at the line of scrimmage. So where he got 127 127 from, I don't know, but that's what the stats say. He had 22 carries for 127 yards and one touchdown that game.
It
So
was dirty
yeah.
yards. It was and so that was dirty, nasty, physical yards. Every yard he got, Oklahoma made sure that they exacted a price for every yard that he got.
Mm-hmm.
And so that
Yeah.
lead that brings me to my last point is if 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 he can do that on the defense, if he can do that in Carolina where we're playing an offensive line that is stout like that against the run and he can still get 100 yards, that's the kind of running back I'm talking about. That's the kind because
All right.
Oklahoma was playing. Oklahoma was moving the line of scrimmage on damn near every play.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
Yes, they
Okay.
were.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, but that's what I
Yeah.
learned. And your tools are amazing. I like that. You can highlight the player, you can move the player around, you kind of talk through some things. I like it a lot. Really cool.
Yeah. Hey,
Glad I'm a
Poppin,
member.
you about to get on my damn nerves with all this moving,
It,
man.
it's
What's going
it's
on?
not me. It's StreamYard. It's not me.
Oh, for
StreamYard's
real?
like yeah, StreamYard's like kicking
I'm
me
sitting here
out, and
looking
then
at the backstage. I'm like, what is Poppin doing, man?
and I'm using the app. I'm not even using the browser because the browser's even worse.
Mm,
Yeah, StreamYard. StreamYard weird sometimes.
okay. So yeah, that was Will made the first suggestion of what he wanted to see in Patreon. And we I put up 4 games of Jonathan Brooks. One game I decided that we wouldn't watch because that was the game he tore his ACL. So we do have 3 games to watch. We watched one full game yesterday, and I showed Will and Jay Hudge because he was in there. Some of the tools that I have that you guys have seen on ESPN or with Dan Orlovsky when he's breaking down film and things of that nature. I have those same type of tools. So yeah, it was good. And I didn't even show them guys everything. Just 4 or 5, maybe 6 of the basic things that I do have. So it's gonna be real fun over there when we really get into it. All right. So again, check out the Patreon, um, the film access or the debate table VIP, because that will give you access to watch film breakdown, film analysis, draft prospects. Like I said, we're going to dive into technique, schemes, things of that nature as well. All right. All right. So the poll is to the left, bottom left. Um, it make sure everybody has provided the answer in the comment before I close the poll. I'm gonna give it about another minute. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I would greatly appreciate it. And Jay Hud said I had problems with StreamYard too. Hey, Jay Hud, I know a lot of people is having problems with StreamYard. I haven't had any problems with it. But appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you in Patreon yesterday. Me, you, and Will watching the film on Jonathan Brooks. So Jay Hudge was there as well. He can tell you um his experience about that if he would like to. All right. So we're going to move on to topic 3. So now let's talk about how we measure Bevel, because I do not want this to be one of those conversations where we just say he has experience and leave it there, right? That is not enough. How do we know if Darrell Bevel is actually helping? So topic 3 is how we measure Darrell Bevel's impact, right? And I apologize. I normally would have him in the banner. I forgot to put the banners, do the banners last night when I was setting up the live. So I apologize on that end. The facts are Darrell Bevel's impact may not be loud. He may not be the face of the offense. He may not be the person holding the call sheet. He may not be the name fans bring up after every game. But if he is doing his job, the offense should feel cleaner. So the context is for Bryce Young, titles do not matter, answers matter. The quarterback does not care how impressive the staff sheet looks if the offense has no rhythm. He needs better timing, better spacing, better answers versus pressure, better third down structure, better red zone detail, better communication, and better rhythm. This is where Bevel's role can matter. All right. So, what Bevel should help with? Number one should be the weekly game plan structure. Make the offensive week cleaner and more organized. Third down menu help create answers when the defense knows passing is likely. Red zone planning helps offense create details, and when space gets tight, passing game answers improve route distribution, timing, spacing, and answers versus coverage. Bryce Young's comfort level help the offense give Bryce rhythm and clarity, and staff communication help the offensive room stay connected without becoming crowded. So the question to Poppin and Will: where should Darrell Bevell's impact show up first? Bryce Young, third down, red zone, or overall offensive clarity? And Poppin, I'll let you go first on this one.
Well, I'm gonna throw you a curveball answer. But I think you'll like it. I expect him to be in that skybox. That's what I would like to see him in. I like to see him in that skybox. Uh, just so he can have eyes on, that he be the eye in the sky. Uh, that way, I think he would be able to immediately impact the game if Brad Idzik needs it, which I'm pretty sure he will. Um, that's what I would like. I know that's a little going away from what you was asking, um, but some of those responsibilities sound like with the coach or what Brad Idzik should be doing, and I don't want to put that all on Bevel. I think Bevel, to me, is should be closer to Idzik support more than Bryce. Um,
So
because like I
you
said,
don't you don't feel like Darrell Bevel should have any impact when it comes to Bryce Young, third down, red zone, or
yeah,
overall
yeah.
offensive clarity?
But I
Oh,
think
that
I
that
think
that 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 was the question, sir.
okay, okay,
He can do that from the skybox. He'll have a
yeah.
headphone or access to a walkie talkie or whatever. He can definitely do it from the skybox. But where does his where do you believe his impact should show up first?
I think his first impact that we'll notice would be third down. I think that's what we'll see.
Okay, all
I think
right,
that's where he's been more efficient. And the beauty about his career is that he's coached all types of quarterbacks. Brett Favre, Trevor Lawrence, Tua. I mean, he's
hmm
done all type of guys, so he has the experience. So that'll help
okay.
us.
Well, that third down is where the passing game and play calling game get tested. So if the Panthers improve there, then Bevel may be helping the weekly plan. What you
Right.
think? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons why he's here. If we look at that Miami offense, it was rolling like a sports car. If he could bring some of that here, now I know we don't have the same type of uh, players. That doesn't mean that you can't scheme similar things. And bringing that creativity. This is what we did here. Um, knowing that uh, he can provide probably certain type of windows or scheme for Bryce that he can
Yeah.
acclimate and tell Brad, hey, this is I see this, Brad. I use this. It worked 89% of the time. Let's try to put this into the scheme for this situation and see how it works. And then if they implement on the practice field, you see it on the game, then you can definitely tell Belva had something to do with it.
Okay. Before you go, Will, I just dropped the last poll. So it says where should Bevel's impact show up the most? Number one is it play calling? Number two is Bryce rhythm. Three is third down. Four is red zone. So again, type one, two, three, or four in the comment section, and it would tabulate in the poll to the left. I'll leave that up there a few minutes to give you guys time to to put your answers in the comment. One, two, three, or four.
I guess
It
my
don't
answer would
take
be number
long.
one. I guess not number
Don't
three.
take what type it in the comments. Type it in the comments. Yeah. All right, Will. What you got? If you're talking, your
Hey,
mic muted.
yep. Yeah, no, I was saying good morning to my sister-in-law. So listen,
Oh, okay.
um, I think that the him providing lubric I know I keep using systems, but him providing lubricant to the system to ensure that the rhythm and the timing and the execution of the offense, not the players on the field, because the players have to execute the play given, but to
Right.
be able to help to provide is it ingredients to create the right call sheet to figure out the way he wants to execute it. I think Bevel provided him that data saying, hey, Atlanta defense has these tendencies. We watch film, he like this particular coordinator. I don't know who they still got the same defensive coordinator from last year. They kept him on so they could be like, okay, his tendencies is this, that safety normally does that. Here are some of the answers that we could be able to see. Here's how he disguises things. So we want to be able to figure this out. We want to be able to figure these pieces out. Him providing that data would be really good for Idzik to say, I remember that, I know that, I've seen that, I've done that. And for that collaborative effort to take place and then provide that, oh, here's all the other things that I've seen before over the time that I was actually the play caller. And then let Idzik go out and go into the lab and create whatever product he's going to create. And you're
Right.
right. I think Poppin was talking about having them in the skybox, having them in the box to be able to
Right.
say, hey, is it? I'm seeing
This is
them.
what I'm seeing.
This is what I'm seeing, right? And then right around the middle of the second quarter, he's writing down the notes, getting Idzik prepared to make decisions on what kind of adjustments he's going to make at halftime. So those are just some of the things that I think would be helpful.
Okay. So your argument is probably more for the offensive clarity
Yes, offensive
for
clarity.
about yeah. What you think would show up first?
Yep, offensive clarity.
Okay. So that's like, that to me that's the biggest proof maybe the offense looking more organized overall. So when you talk about cleaner
Mm-hmm.
rhythm, better answers, to me
Mm-hmm.
that's like equals less wasted football in my opinion.
Yep.
So I ain't gonna say coming to the stage because you're already on stage. Everybody give a round of applause for Red Feinbaum, aka Blue Swarm the Falcon. What's happening, brother?
Great.
What's
Will,
good?
poppin', hooah,
Hey,
hooah, and what's
what's
happening,
Yo,
Pop?
yo,
How y'all
Whoop.
doing this
what's up? What's
morning?
up,
who?
man?
Who?
Yeah,
Who?
man. I just wanted to join this morning, man. Spend a little bit of time with you brothers and of course, do my job. That's why I would say, Greek, just hold your applause. Let me put my plastic shield on.
Well, well,
And
let's get a little clarity of your job title. What does your job entails?
well, it
That's a
don't it
good
don't
point.
entail getting applause. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm ready for the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
The booze, the booze. I welcome all booze. That lets me know.
Boo
And
this
ain't my
man.
nigga. Yeah, boo me. That lets me know I'm doing my job well. I am. What's happening, Broski Bear? I am the contrarian. Call me the third eye, if you will. I'm the
The
one
third
who comes
eye.
in here. Yeah. Now, Tony, one of the reasons why
You
I
an
really love.
oracle?
No, and neither is Brad. Uh, Darrell Bevell. But we're gonna get to that. I am that person who sits and listens and hears
Uh-huh.
all of the fun being had, and then I tell the children, don't run with that fork in your hand. You know what I'm saying? When they at the birthday party enjoying cake and ice cream. I'm that parent
Yeah.
who everybody says, man, your daddy mean. Don't run with that fork in your hand. You're gonna stab yourself. So I like to listen to you guys talk about the greatness and how you are the best at this and best at that. And not piss on your parade, but just say, well, have you considered this? That's who I am, Tony.
Can I ask a question, Red? If you don't mind me, Tony,
yes,
can I ask you? When did we say we was the best at this or the best at that this morning?
No.
Let's be
And listen, I'm going to say this because I've really been enjoying listening these last 2 weeks, listening to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. I really have, because Tony just in general doesn't do that. We all know that. And Will, I've been in amazement, how you have, in my opinion, withheld some of your fandom, DUMB, in light of being up here talking with Tony, and y'all just kind of, lay things out, Now, Will, I also respect you when you do get in your fandom, and, you are the type of fan that you are, that says, we're going to stomp the division, we're going to sweep the division, we're going to go, 14-3. Was it 14-3 or 13-4? Not you. Y'all know how deep I am with y'all. So when, Bryce is elite, all of those things. So I like the balance between you and Tony in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? I like the balance that y'all have. So not on this show, Will. I've not heard that. I've not heard that on Unbiased. I have not heard that.
I just want to let you know, I'm not a fan. I'm a fanatic.
Okay.
And I just want you to know, I'm sitting in section 126, Charlie, week 2 in Atlanta. Tony, when we get off live today, I'm gonna send you a message. I got some videos that I wanted to share with you, but I was gonna send them to you last night from the time when Bryce put up 448. I was gonna send them to you, but I didn't, but it was late at night for you, and I didn't know if your phone dings. So I'm gonna send them to you. I'm gonna send them to you.
Yeah.
Once we get off this live, it's going to be very entertaining. It's going to be very entertaining, dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But I can tell you, Red knows all about 448, Young County, Georgia. He moved there last summer. He is a resident to Young County, Georgia, area code 448.
Yeah.
So
Well, they changed my county name. I didn't move there. They just changed the damn name. They didn't ask me if I felt like they should change it. I said, well, can we wait to see what he does next week before we crown him?
No.
So,
but against the Falcons, I will give it to y'all. He has been excellent outside of week 1 and 2. I'll give that to y'all. Which week we play y'all this year, Will? Which week you say you're gonna be in that section?
Week 2.
Week 2.
And if you think for 1 second, I'm thinking that him as a rookie losing week 1 and 2 game, and him playing in a new system and getting shell shocked week 1 and 2 of his second year campaign. Do you think for 1 second that I am accounting for those things as if that is going to be a bellwether of what's going to happen this year?
I can assure you that I don't think that you are. I can assure you I don't think that you are.
I can tell you that you may have been a part of an echo chamber. And I get it. I want you to know that
I brought that point up. I don't remember hearing that from nobody when I started.
No. When I say a part of an echo chamber, you might have been thinking about it and saying it and believing that it's true. All of those things.
Echo.
Exactly. You've been creating the echo. Just want to make sure that we're there. Oh, anyway, Tony, I just wanted to make sure that I just want to make sure you know that as soon as we get off, I'm gonna send those videos to you, man.
Tony,
Red sound like
back on topic. Go ahead. My bad, host. My bad, Tony.
Red sound like he out in the garage trying to find that chain from last year. Go ahead, Red.
Oh my God. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna say is Broski Bear. I thank him for that comment. And Will, I would place more emphasis on what you said if it hadn't happened the following or the consecutive 2 years as well. If it were a one-off and it only happened his rookie year, then I agree.
What I said was year 1 and year 2. I take year 1 and year 2 in a vacuum, but I get you. I get what you're saying. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
It's gonna give.
So Red, now that we have gained clarity and understanding on your role, let me throw the debate question at you again, sir. In case you didn't get it. It said, where should Darrell Bevell's impact show up first? Should it be Bryce Young, third down, red zone, or overall offensive clarity? What say you, my brother?
So let me answer the question in
I would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, in line with the options that you've given. I would probably say that's a tough one. It's a tough one. Because I came on to point out where he has failed, and he's failed lately in all of those areas. So I'm gonna take a stab and say third down.
Yeah, you talking about Darrell Bevell has failed?
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's what I came on for today.
Okay.
To sort of point those things out.
Okay, we'll go right ahead, because I'm not. Listen, I don't know what he's done since he has left Seattle, where his stops may be. I know last 4 years he was in Miami as the quarterbacks coach, I think. So yeah. So if you have information that I don't know, feel free to share, bro.
Yeah, he in my opinion, I think that y'all kind of just like with Dave Canales have looked to the distant history, since they were all together as a gang down in Seattle. But if you look at Darrell Bevell's history since leaving Seattle, it's been troubling.
Okay.
He was part of
Meaning?
he was part of a failed regime that was fired in Detroit, where he was the OC and the interim head coach. They were fired. Then he went on to Jackson.
Was he the reason, or was
and that's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to in turn ask you is, can blame be levied upon him, or was he just part of the crew that went bad? I mean, as an offensive coordinator, I would ask you that, and as an interim head coach, is it appropriate to belie some of the blame on him? But he was fired. Go ahead, my bad, because it's a history of it, and not just one stop. His last three stops.
You go ahead. You go ahead. Finish your thought.
Yeah, his last 3 stops ended in termination of the coaching staffs, and we saw failure at each one of them in regards to his role as offensive coordinator, as interim head coach with both the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then I was going to ask you, when you say that his last role with Miami, I think some people are espousing him for what you saw the Dolphins do, but I think most intellectual football minds, at least of the NFL, would know that was McDonald's offense that they were running. Now, in fairness, you never said that. Darrell Bevell was not the OC in Miami. He was the quarterback's coach. But I was going to ask you, can you look at the fall off that Tua had the last 2 years and look to Darrell Bevell as part of that?
I answer that. Let me answer your first question about his time in Detroit. I don't know much about his time in Detroit. You said he was the interim head coach after somebody else got fired and who was fired in Detroit that made him interim head coach? And what was their
I'm trying
record?
to look it up now,
What
but
what
okay, go
was
ahead.
their record? What was their record prior to Darrell Bevell becoming the interim head coach?
So it was Matt Patricia,
Okay.
and the season that he was fired and Bevel became the interim. Let's see.
Because while you're looking that up, there's
Uh-huh.
never any good situation for anyone to become the interim head coach. You
I
know,
agree.
whether you were the special teams coordinator like we had with Chris Taylor here in Carolina, when
Uh-huh.
when Frank Wright was fired. So being an interim head coach mean that you was chosen to be the interim head coach because the situation was
Right.
bad. The situation was messed up, unorganized, whatever adjective that you want to use. So I can't hold his feet to the fire as a interim head coach
Interim.
and
I agree.
say that you were responsible for the regime change and this and that. No,
Right.
that can't be the case.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I was just talking about, his impact. It's not like a Steve Wilkes who took over as interim, and y'all
Yeah.
are familiar with how he impacted the team in a very positive way. I think historically, I've heard many, y'all excuse me for that. Historically, I've heard many Panthers fans saying that, hey, maybe it was a misstep not to give Wilkes at least an opportunity the following year. Now, conversely, Darrell Bevell was on a staff under Matt Patricia. Remember him with the pencil behind his ear? He was on the staff
Yeah, I
with Matt
remember him.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Yeah, who went
And
3-12-1 in 2019.
right.
He followed that up by going 4-7 in 2020 and was relieved of his head coach duties. Darrell Bevell took over and went 1-4 as the interim,
Okay.
and they washed their hands of everyone after that in 2020.
Rightfully so. Rightfully
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
think and shout out Broski for pointing out that he succeeded Urban Meyer in 2021
He
with the
did.
Jacksonville Jaguars. We know how that turned out and what the
Dumpster
shit
fire.
show that Jacksonville had with Urban Meyer there. So again, in that situation, I can't hold his feet to the fire as interim head
But
coach. Hey Nick, I see you. I see you backstage, Nick. Uh get popping or so when somebody drop off, I'll bring you up, Nick. I don't want you to think
I
I
can
don't see
drop
you
off.
back
I can drop
there.
off. Let Nick come up here. I'll come back.
I done
Okay.
put the
All
kindling
right.
wood on the
All right, cool.
fire. It's getting warm in here, Tony.
All
It's
right.
getting warm in here. They biting at the bit, as the old farmer used to
Yeah.
say. Hey, Tony, but this is what I was
Go
going
ahead.
to say. He
Go ahead.
hasn't, and I've heard this said before, if things fail with Canales, you've got a guy in the building who's been an interim before, who's been a coordinator before, you can look to him to sort of come in and steady things. I'm not so sure because his last two opportunities, not one, but two, as interim, he's not been able to do that.
Yeah. I don't put any weight on anybody that's hired as an interim head coach. I don't
Nah, I
put
don't either.
any of that weight or responsibility for them to steady the ship or
No. Why
to
would you think
forward
that?
correct a situation. I mean, Steve Wilkes did it, granted. I don't want to say that he was an outlier or that was an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure other people have done it at some point in time, but I think the majority um times when somebody steps in as an interim head coach, it doesn't bode well for them at the end. I remember the special teams coordinator that took over for the Raiders.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
not long ago, and the
And,
players
and,
were
and
behind him.
even the Saints,
Yeah. So
originally.
the interim head coach always gets the raw end of the deal
Yeah.
comes the end of that season. So I don't put any expectations or accountability because I think those decisions have already been made
Yeah.
for the end of the season, no matter what they do. Like they have to do something incredible out of this world to even be put into consideration for the head coaching job. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen that way. So that's
Yeah.
how I feel about that.
Yeah,
And
I agree. He's just trying to
Hey,
help. He's trying to help the owner get through the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying?
hold on, Red. Go ahead, Will.
anybody who's sitting there thinking that Bevel was brought in here as a capability in case Canales fails, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. That is so laughable that it ain't even funny, and here's why. If you are the owner of a team, or you are the general manager of the team, you are not hiring someone as a potential interim head coach because you may fail. No real winner thinks that way. No one. Anybody who is a highly functioning person, is a person that breathes and lives a winner's mentality. And if you are in the front office of a type A personality, NFL, I'm pretty sure all 32 teams are the same. They are not going in saying that this staff is going to fail. Anybody who thinks that either A, has a disdain for the staff that is currently there, or B, has a loser mentality. Period. I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. I'm just gonna put my fandom out there, or that's not even a fandom thing. That is a winners thing. There's no way that winners think that way. Only losers think that way, or people who do not like who's currently there. Period.
Yeah, Will, and let me just say this real quick.
Hold on,
Go
Red.
ahead. My bad.
Hold on,
Tony, my bad.
No, I want to say before you get started, hey Nick, what's happening, man?
Oh, I didn't.
Thank you for patiently waiting.
My bad.
What's good? What's good?
What's happening?
What's good with you?
Can.
Nothing much. Just listening to y'all's take on this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Red finish up Nick, and then I'm gonna get your feeling on the question. Go ahead, Red.
And I'll be quick, Tony. Will, I agree with you on everything that you just said. You know, and I wouldn't have said that just for the fact of trying to start mess. I've actually heard it on Panthers podcast and in Panthers circle.
I absolutely know you've heard it.
Yeah. But I agree with you.
I've heard it myself, and I just wanted to make sure that I was wanting to be clear that losers think that way. Losers think that way.
That's a fact. And even more so, something that troubles me, and this is a side note before Tony turns it over to Nick Gaskins. I hear a lot how people are like, well, man, if we can get to a top 10 and top 5 defense, you know, Evero can go and get a head coach job and we'll get 2 third-round picks. And I sit and I listen and I say,
I heard
why the hell
that
would
too.
you want that if you have a guy who is guiding a top 5 defense? How would you want to put him out the door
from the bottom?
Losers.
From the bottom at that, Red. From the bottom. He took you from the bottom,
losers think that way.
The top 10, and now you want him to go so we can get third-round compensatory picks. Like, make it make sense. Go ahead.
That makes sense. All right, I'm done. That was the last thing. Yeah, losers. I agree.
Nick. So let me just reread the question for you, Nick, and then you could do your thing. Where should Darrell Bevell's impact show up first? Should it be Bryce Young, third down, red zone, or overall offensive clarity? What say you, my brother?
I think it's gonna be overall offensive clarity. That's that without a doubt. I mean, and I was listening to what y'all was saying, man. This is crazy. I mean, this is not a Tepper went out and got Darrell Bevell.
Yeah.
Canales went out and got Darrell Bevell.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
So why would anybody think that he was brought in here to be a replacement for him if things don't work out?
Losers.
Literally, Canales said, "Hey, buddy, we work together here. I'm about to turn this play calling over to my buddy here. It's his first time. Need some help with, just to make sure to right the ship." I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people don't realize that it takes more than calling plays and to do this and do that to be a head coach. It takes more than that. It takes way more than that. A lot of people ain't paying attention to that. A lot of people think that, oh, well, he's giving it up because he was scared or something like that. That's a loser mentality, just like what he's saying. He literally gave it up because he needs to be able to put his pulse on the entire team. Not every
I agree with you.
Not every coach can put their pulse and call plays on one side of the football. And realistically, if you look at all the other coaches who call plays, they have these coordinators who can just run the other side of the play and they don't have to do anything with it.
Right.
And I don't think that that's where I don't think that that's where Canales wanted to continue down a path of having to have a coordinator that can do everything on the other side of football to suffice. So I don't like I say I don't buy into this whole Darrell Bevell. Like literally Darrell Bevell used to work with Canales, and Canales said, "Hey man, I know you're out of a job. Hey, did you want to come here and I can need some assistance
for you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that Darrell Bevell should be. I've heard that Darrell Bevell should be the head coach. All types of craziness. I'm like, dude, y'all gotta realize Canales came into a situation that was not great. And at least what I can say right now, I can see the team is starting to have a identity. The team is starting to look.
How dare you say such a thing, sir?
Yeah, that's what I prefer anyways. I mean, I get it. It sounds great everybody can't do what freaking Kyle Shanahan can do. Not everybody can do what old boy in at the Rams can do. Not everybody can do that.
McVay. Yeah.
Yeah. Not everybody can do that. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he's doing the things the way he see fit to do them. And regardless of, I know people say, oh, play calling here and play calling there hasn't been that great. But there's been signs that he's trying to get better. And those have been clear cut out signs that he's trying to get better. But now he's here and he's saying, hey, I need to be able to focus on the entire team and not just one side of the football.
Will, what you feel? Yes, what you feel about what Nick Gaskin said? We'll get what Nick said.
I think we had that discussion the other day when we started talking about him having to look at the entirety of the roster, the entirety of the team. For example, I'm just making a scenario up. Hey, Rob Hunt's wife about to have that baby. He might not be able to make practice these couple of weeks. You think that we're gonna have to sit him or we're gonna have to start him? That's what the GM and the head coach is discussing. That may be a freaking 45-minute discussion where he's not doing all the other things that he need to do. Hey, we're traveling. We got 2 road games back to back. How do you want to do this? How do you want to set the schedule? He got to do all of those things. He has to do everything.
Right.
And for anyone to sit there and say, he was scared and all that, that's just, those are losers. Only losers think that way. I don't understand that. I'm so thankful to God that I have always been around winners. And I can suss out a loser mentality so fast. I make your head spin.
Right. Red Fine Bomb.
Yes, sir.
What say you, sir? Give me your thoughts and opinions.
I kind of agree with what Nick said. I think if when I look at your offense, which is the area that needs more help than your defense, when I look at your offense, and I think the area that is most lacking and that you are looking to improve upon the most is the deep ball. I know that I've heard quite a bit of discussion about Bryce Young being the most accurate deep ball passer, and which is, by the way, incorrect. But that is an area that you can turn on the tape
that was a good try, by the way, but we ain't biting on that, Red Swan. But go ahead.
No. It's correct. It's correct.
Okay.
Cool. I'll share if you will just. I'll let you review my screen.
Nope. Today is not about that.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. That I'm correct, and you're, again, as I stated, y'all are incorrect. But and quickly, Mitch Trubisky is the most accurate at 100%. But secondly, what I would say is that is the area I think that an improvement in will absolutely improve your offensive statistical ranking from where it has been up towards middle or maybe even the top of the NFL. It'll certainly open up the offense and cause defenses to have to cover a bigger area, meaning that other play calling will be open up to the offense. So I agree with Nick. I agree 1,000%. I think that if Bevell can help with that, and that's the sort of offenses and quarterbacks he's been around with Tua Tagovailoa and with Trevor, whatever his name is, in Jacksonville in his last two stops. And then he was with Matthew Stafford. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, who was with Matthew Stafford in Detroit. So he's seen quarterbacks who throw the ball down the field at a high clip. If he can assist your offense with opening up those type of plays, that'll be big.
Okay. Go ahead, Nick. Nick, start laughing. Go ahead, Nick.
You dirty. You a dirty individual, Red. You a dirty individual. You a dirty individual. I just want you to know that. I know. I just want you to know that.
Did I put you in
know that? Trying to be saucy.
But I ain't gonna bite for it. You a dirty individual, but I ain't gonna bite in it. But
yes,
I do agree with you that they do need to start. I mean, one thing that he has been exposed to is stretching the field vertically. So if that can be improved upon on our offense, so be it. But at the end of the day, you know what, Red? One thing I went and looked up because a lot of people are crying, talking about, "Oh, we're gonna suck because we got a brand new play." I'm like, dude, this is the same offense. A dude who's already been in Bryce Young's ear, and this is all he's doing. Is the only thing that's going to change is his philosophy on how he likes to call plays. That is the only thing that's going. Sir. That is the only thing that's going to change. Like people act like the offense is changing. The offense is not changing. We're running the exact same offense. And you know that, Red, that you know that first time play callers get off on people on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know that.
So at the end of the day, there is a higher likelihood that he will be successful than he will fail. I mean, it ain't no astronomical number numbers,
Well,
but
it's not over 51%. So
no, it's not over. Yeah, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of first-time play callers. Since you don't have their tendencies down, they get off on you.
right.
Can I
Yeah,
also
and
add
that's
to this? I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry, Nate.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead,
that's all. I just think you got to look at it all, and I think that Darrell Bevell will bring his philosophy to things, and I think that he will be able to assist the first time play caller. I think things will be okay. I think people are looking at it in this grand scheme of things like, oh my God, the quarterback is on the hot seat, the coach is on the hot seat. I was like, how do we win the division? No matter how it happened, how do we win the division and the coach is instantly on the hot seat?
I agree with you right there, Nick. Go ahead, Will.
Since we all military on this particular panel, I an analogy popped into my head and I gotta use it.
He about to say something. He about to
I
use
know
some
you about to
daggone
say.
military jargon.
Here
Hey,
you go.
no.
Hey,
You
hey,
got
Nick,
the
hit me with he done hit me with the gray beard. I ain't heard that term in about 15 years.
hey. So you have the battalion XO that got promoted to battalion commander. He's been the XO of that same battalion for 4 years, and now he's went to the board and got selected, and he's going to command the exact same battalion. And oh, by the way, the command sergeant major that used to be the battalion sergeant major that mentored them when they were company commanders and company XOs, he was up at the
He's at
division
brigade.
and the brigade, and they're going to take him and bring him down to the battalion to help this battalion commander. That's what we got set up here.
It's just
And yes, they did. He did become some regimes that weren't successful. I get it. That is a very valid point. But that is what we have set up. What I am saying is that Brad Idzik has all of the main recipes for success. To say that he doesn't seems antithetical to me to what it really means to execute what they're trying to do.
Can I ask you a
Does it make
question?
sense?
Can I ask you a question, Tony?
Sure.
Go ahead, Red.
So
Go ahead.
when you say he has all of the elements of success, what has been successful offensively around him in
I
Carolina?
said the ingredients for success.
All of the
He's
ingredients
running
for success.
where we went from 3 wins to 5 wins to 8 wins. So there has been growth. The offensive scheme seems to have been doing its thing, what it was supposed to be doing. He's not running a completely new system, and the person who's calling the system, person that was calling the system, play calling, he was the one organizing everything in the beginning anyway. It was just Canales was calling the plays. Idzik was making the Chinese menu. He was the one creating the Chinese menu. He's just the guy calling the plays now. And so what I'm saying is the ingredients for success. It's not like he's coming in and saying, I need to learn what this quarterback does or doesn't do. How would I use these wide receivers? What kind of, are we going to do a zone blocking scheme or not in my offense? All of that's already sorted out. All he has to do is execute and do the things that he need to do, the things at a high level. So the ingredients are there for success. The ingredients are there for success. I know that it's hard for people that are not happy with the current regime to notice the success, but it exists. Maybe not at the level we want it to be at today, but it exists.
So, Tony, can I respond?
Of course, Red, but real quick. Hey, we've been in here
Okay.
2 hours now. There's over 50 people watching. 2 things. If you haven't liked or subscribed, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the Carolina Armchair GM CJ's channel. I am streaming live 5 days a week to both channels. So like and subscribe to both. Turn that post notification bell, select all, so you will be alerted when me or CJ do go live. Also, if you're loving the show, you're loving the vibe, the conversation, the debate, helping you get your morning off to a good start. Support the channel, man. The QR code is in the top right. You can scan that QR code. Also, the link is pinned in the comments to my PayPal. I have a small daily goal of $25. Somebody be the first and donate to that. I would greatly appreciate it. That will go towards continue to make the show better. None of this is free. I can tell you that. And yeah, so my goal is to continue to bring you high quality conversation and debates each and every day. So hey, show love to the show, support it, and I would greatly appreciate it. Go ahead, Red.
So Will, I get what you're saying about the overall record improvement from 2 to 5 to 8. That is unmistakable, and I wouldn't fashion an argument against that. But I would say, through my lens, I would probably give more credit to an improved defense for that, because I don't think that evidence supports an argument that the offense moving from 29th in the league to 27th in the league had a big impact on that.
Sure.
And thus, I would say, without some sort of change, and I know that you added a wide receiver in the 3rd round and a tackle in the 1st round to your offense, and you're hopeful that Jonathan Brooks will get on form and be who you drafted him to be. And I'll leave it at that without taking what we all know, but sometimes people wonder why there's so much discussion about it. The role of the commander in the offense. The ingredients have been there, but it's worth noting that the improvement hasn't been realized. And I think to have such an expectation against the schedule which lies ahead, that an unknown element is going to have some sort of market improvement. Now, you can do what you want as a fan, but I'm excited about just juxtapose this. I'm excited about a Kevin Stefanski, right? Coming to Atlanta and what his offensive scheme can do with the weapons that we have. Now, if you look at his overall record, you'll say, well, Red, that's you if you want to be foolish and expect that. So, and then I'll go out and talk about 2-time coach of the year, getting even the lowly Cleveland Browns. So there are points to be made, and I get where you're coming from. I'm just simply saying that I don't think everything lines up, and that's what I'm up here for, to give an opposing view. I don't think everything lines up so peachy keen as you guys see it. That's all.
Go ahead, Nick. What you got?
Look. I mean, I cannot deny that it's only been minute improvements from Bryce Young each season that he's been here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if he can minutely improve this year, and then the defense takes a huge jump, which because you are correct, the defense has been what's getting better on a higher clip. You are correct. I will give you that. There's no anybody who want to argue with you about that. They're absolute idiots. So, yeah, I mean, if he can improve in a minute clip again, because that's what he's been improving in every year, he's minutely gotten better, and that's what we're where we're at. So if he can minutely improve this year, and the defense takes the jump that on paper looks like they should take, I think we'll be okay. Even with the schedule that we have, because at the end of the day, the teams that got us last year that outright beat us, one of them was Andy Dalton just pooping the bed. The Super Bowl champion, and then the Patriots. So at the end of the day, I think we'll be okay as long as he can do minutely improve like he has done every single season.
I'm gonna read Broski question because I think that is a good question. But back to what you were just saying, Nick, when you said you talked about the expectations that people have of the defense making another jump. Like, well, what are the expectations for the offense who haven't really made a jump at all in the first 2 years of Dave Canales? You know, being whether it was I think it was 27th and 29th or 30th. You know, it was at the bottom third. So I don't know who has their radio on or something like that, but I hear myself in the background. But yeah, because the defense made a jump from 31, 32 to 16. The offense pretty much has stayed the same. So shouldn't the pressure be more on the offense to match the defense in their jump this year? That question is for anybody. Anybody can take that.
At least a little bit, I would think. You would like to see at least the offense get to, around 21, 20, 19, if you could.
Yeah.
Just me. But I think balance is what you're striving for in the NFL. You want to have an offense that complements the defense and vice versa.
Right. Hey, shout out to Red Swarm 1522, aka Red Fine Bomb, for the $9.99 super chat. He said, "Don't let the dirty bird be the only one showing love for the content this morning." That's what I'm talking about. In the words of Unc 2020, don't let Red be the only one, chat.
Okay.
Don't let him be the only one. Shout out Unc 22. Shout out Unc 2020. But hey, appreciate that super sticker. Super chat, whatever they call the damn thing.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Red. Appreciate you, Red.
It.
Will, you want to chime in on that? Because that's a good thought. And then I'm gonna get to Broski question, which kind of lends into that.
There's more pressure. I don't deny that there's more pressure on the offense to improve. Right. I think that the defense is going to make another step forward this season. Which is good. Right? I think the defense is going to make another step forward. In my opinion, the offense is primed for future success. I think that they're going to make a step forward. The defense is, believe it or not, although there had to be more investments in the offense to fix some of the problems that was happening in the offense. And we had to negate the defense, but the defense got better faster, which is incredible to me. So yes, there is more pressure on the offense to produce and get better. But there is increasing pressure on the defense with the investments made this offseason. We spent a second round pick and pretty much all of the available free agent resources on bringing in the top two free agents at their position, at our position of need. There is a space and place where you can see our defense making a big step forward as well, which will then still equate to wins, but back to Red's point, the offense has to produce in order to catch up. And to Nick's point.
Okay.
I just think,
I
I mean, realistic. I just want to say this, Tony, because you asked that about the bottom third, being in the bottom third of the league. I honestly have to say that it's unrealistic to think that they can jump into the top third of the league. So I do think that what they need to do, the jump that they need to make, is around the middle of the pack. That's the only realistic way to realistically look at it. You can't say, "Oh, I expect y'all to go from 27 to 10." That's just unrealistic. So I don't want to say, I think jump into the middle of the pack, and then I'm saying jump to the middle of the pack, and then I will say add a bit of a add a bit of a offensive identity, so that we can see that, okay, there is improvement, yet we still need more work. But
right.
One thing that Red is right about is that there are only minute changes across the offense this year. So
Right.
thinking that the offense is going to change some astronomical number would be crazy.
Right. So Broski said, how can the Panthers offense be ranked so low each season, and Canales, being an offensive coach, be considered to have improved the offense? Well, you can take that one and lay it out for Broski.
Yeah, so a couple of things, Broski. Number one, look what he inherited. Look what Dan Morgan inherited. We had to sell assets to make sure that we had free agent money just to fix the offensive line in 2024. We had to do that. Or let's just not just say Bryce, the quarterback of any of our team, I don't care who was back there. Prime Tom Brady would be back there, would have got sacked 70 plus times with that offensive line that we had. So we had to make changes at the offensive line, and we had to invest. So you had to provide an appetite suppressant to win in the trenches. That was number one. Then when you start looking at the pass catchers or the playmakers on the outside, DJ Chark, we had a head case as a number one. Oh, and then we brought in a rookie, and we never had tight end play. There was so many things that had to be fixed. If you're gonna use and Broski loved to do this. If you're gonna use the Chicago Bears offensive jump and attribute that just to the head coaching, I don't buy that, because they invested heavily in that coaches and that offensive staff or offensive roster before he even took the job. That is why he wanted the job. He didn't want the job because he loved the brown uniform of the Bears or even the history of the Bears. He loved it because of that dang on roster they built. And he knew what he could do with that roster. And he's the right person for that job. I'm not saying that he isn't. So to say, oh, well, he didn't move the needle. Hell, I'm surprised it didn't get worse.
He didn't have to do no heavy lifting, Will. That's a fact.
Chicago,
they won't pay attention to that.
So they don't pay attention to that. So I just want to make sure, because it's Broski, that's the reason why I'm using the Chicago analogy versus the Carolina analogy.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to look at, okay, on Bryce's or in our 2024 campaign, the only real wide receiver we have on the roster is XL, I think, of substance from the 2023. The 2024 campaign, we had XL and
and
we had XL.
Thielen was here.
Thielen was
was
here.
here. Coker was here.
Thielen. Think about it.
But they both was hurt.
We had Granddaddy Thielen. Now, when Granddaddy Thielen left the Carolina Panthers and went back home to Minnesota, he fell off of a God blessed cliff.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
let's put things in context. Yes, it's still the bottom third of the league. I give you that. But there
Yeah.
was so many things that had to be improved. And I know me as a Panther fan, as a card carrying member of the fan base, I'm frustrated by it too. But I would be stupid not to be able to understand the context around it.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we go any further, hey, shout out Eternal 252, my guy. Hey, listen, I don't know if you have been fully listening to the show since I've started. We have criticized Bryce, but today ain't about Bryce. Today is about Darrell Bevell. So yes, he deserves criticism just like any other QB in the league. So whether you choose to listen to it or whatever, I don't know. I don't know what your experience has been on other channels, but on this channel, I'm always and make sure everybody else keep it 100 when it comes to any player on this team. So yes, you can criticize him, but today ain't about him. So we're gonna just keep moving forward in that situation.
Hey, Tony, let me say this. Hey, listen, as I said, we clarified what my role is in these streets right here. And I see where Nick dropped down. Maybe he just lost connection. But I will say that there's not as much need for it up here with you fellas. I can agree in that, man. So y'all ain't out over y'all skis on things. So not that it ain't as fun, because the intellectual back and forth, y'all should know a brother by now that I'm gonna leave it at that, because I don't want a certain segment to get offended and say, "Oh, you don't think we're intellectual." That ain't what I said at all. I said I appreciate the intellectual back and forth with you gentlemen, and now my other soldier has joined. So Tony, y'all know I'm an older man, so I get long with my like my kids say, "Daddy, you don't speak in sentences, you speak in paragraphs." So
Damn I do too.
Shut up. Okay, thank you.
That's why I said damn right.
Yeah, exactly.
Just sit down and take notes. That's what you do. That's what I tell you.
We got something good to say, bro. So
hey, hold on 1 second, guys. Hey, bro, Scott, see you backstage when somebody drops off.
That's how I was gonna say, Tony. I rotate out, man. I rotate out. So I'm listening though.
All right.
Y'all know I'm listening, man. So
hey, no doubt, Red.
Y'all brothers, I enjoyed y'all. Hooah for each of my soldiers up here, and I'll be checking y'all out, man. Have a good day, brothers.
All right, man. So let me bring Broski up. All right, hold on 1 second, Broski. So Antonio McClanahan said, "What up, CJ? What up, Tony? What's good? What's good with you, Antonio McClanahan? Hey, thank you for tuning in, man. Hit that like button on your way in." Antonio also said, "What's up, Will and Red Swarm?" And he said, "Like, subscribe, comment, and share the stream. That is a fact. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share the stream." There was Cole Corey said defense better or a bit better than offense. He also said good morning, Cole. Cyburn 21 said good morning, Cyburn. Both you guys. If anybody haven't hit the like button, If you haven't subscribe to both channels. Turn the post notification bell. Make sure you select all. That way you will be made aware whenever we do go live. Okay. And show love to the show. The QR code is in the top right corner. Scan that QR code. Trying to bring you good vibes, good conversation, good debate. Help you get your morning started off correctly. Also, it is pinned in the comments. You can click that and take you to my PayPal. Show love to the show this morning. Trying to reach my goal of $25 each day. So I'm about $15 away. So if you would bless that, I would greatly appreciate it. Broski, what's good?
Morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
We're good. We're good. What's on your
Good, man.
mind?
Another great show as always, man. You guys really have a good thing going here, man. I respect it. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I just wanted to two parts to what I wanted to quickly address. One was some I don't know how to say it, ill-perceived assumptions about the Bears, and then also Dave Canales. So real quick.
Well, Broski, we're talking Darrell Bevell today. Does it have something to do with Darrell Bevell?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wanted to address Will's comments real quick, but that's fine if you didn't want me to. I was just going to say, like, Ben Johnson. I'll be quick. Super quick.
Hold on, Broski. If you are addressing the comment that somebody made, that's cool. Go ahead and address the comment that Will made.
Ben Johnson did not just inherit this utopia of talent on the Bears. He rebuilt that offensive line. He brought in Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, and Tooney all in the same offseason, right? The Bears O-line was absolute trash before that, right? So he had to rebuild that he had to rebuild the O-line. Caleb Williams got sacked a record, like, it was like third most all-time his rookie season, like 68 times his rookie year, right? And it was down into somewhere in the 20s last year. So he had to do that. The Bears under Ryan Poles have not drafted well at all. Right. So the Bears had their first good draft the previous offseason when Ben Johnson was his first offseason. So he, from what everyone was saying, was basically running the draft for the Bears, had a very, had the majority input on who they drafted. So that's another thing. Like you can't go from like having terrible drafts to all of a sudden now you're drafting Colston Loveland and Luther Burden and Ozzie Trapillo and Kyle Managai and all these good players all in the same draft. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. And, it wasn't just like the wave of Ben Johnson just stepping into like some perfect situation and he had all this talent and everything like that. He played a lot of rookies last season, right? He played a ton of rookies. There were 5 rookies who got a lot of run for the Bears last year. You know what I mean? So that's all. And I'm not trying to make this a Bears show. I just wanted to address that comment. That's all.
Hey, you a Bears fan? Hey, support your team and make any correction that you feel is needed. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And so I mean, my thing is, and my thing is with
Canales,
right?
Hold, bro. See, but don't make a left turn at the mailbox yet. So what my point was is the Bears roster that he inherited was a far cry from Carolina's offense from 2023. Period. To say anything less than that is uncivilized.
Well, the Bears offense was at the bottom of the league the year before Ben Johnson took over.
The Carolina roster, the entire roster, to say that is uncivilized. The Bears was not the 2023 Panthers.
The Bears defense was not good either, though. Like the Bears were a 5-win team.
Right. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I mean the Bears were a 5-win team that Ben Johnson inherited. Like they weren't a good team.
We can agree to disagree.
I'm just saying they were a 5-win team for for a reason. That's all.
And we were what, a 2-win team?
Yeah, we're coming off a 2-win season.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, bro. Go ahead with your other other point, bro.
And my thing is, like, all the investments, I will actually say for the majority, we're not going to say all. That's the majority of the investments via the draft and free agency. The last 3 off seasons, up until this current off season, right? This past off season is different. Have all been majority offense, right? Trying to stack it up, right? I mean, drafting all those wide receivers. Okay, Mingo was a whiff, but you still drafted Legay. You drafted Tet. You had undrafted free agent rookie Coker. You drafted Jimmy Horn. You drafted Evan Mitchell. You drafted Jatavion Sanders. You drafted Jonathan Brooks. You drafted Trevor Etienne. You paid that O-line a lot of money. You brought in some good free agents on the O-line, those 2 guards, right? You paid them. You gave Moten a nice little extension. He's making bank, by the way. I don't know. He's due to make $28 million next season. He's making, I think, 21 this year, and he's going to be 33 next offseason. So this is probably his last year. But anyway, you gave Hubbard, Chuba Hubbard, the running back, you gave him a little contract, right? So like my thing is this: it's like at some point though, and you brought in Rico last year, right? At some point you got to cut the cord, and not cut the cord. You have to put the onus on. You have to put the onus on Dave Canales. I think that's a better way to say it. You know what I'm saying? At some point you got to be like, all right, dude. Like, you've been here 2 years. It's put up or shut up time.
Okay. So one.
I don't agree with that. I mean,
hold on, Will.
When you get a chance. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You can go. You can go after me. One. Yes. You have to really understand, and I know you've been following the team as well as your Bears, so you know what condition this team was in offensively and defensively as a whole. So I think you can also agree that when you bring in your quote unquote franchise quarterback, whether he was the first overall or top 5 or what have you, and you have an offense of line like the Bears did in 24 when they got Caleb Williams, just like the Panthers had in 23 when they got Bryce Young, that you want to draft, maybe go out in free agency and get guys to protect your said franchise quarterback. So not only from the offensive line standpoint, so let's go back to 23, like Will stated earlier. Let's look at the wide receiver options that we did have. I think we all can agree that we needed to upgrade at the wide receiver position as well. Let's talk about the tight end position. I think we all can agree that we needed to upgrade at the tight end position as well. Let's also look at the defensive side. When Frank Wright got fired, and Chris Taylor took over as the interim, and then he got fired or released at the end of the season, a lot of the defensive side of the ball left in free agency. All right. So there was also holes on that side of the ball. But guess what you can't do? You can't protect your quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. So it made good sense for them to start offensively. Same thing Chicago did. Chicago didn't go all defense or majority defense in the 2024 or the 2025 draft. Majority of the players that you recall, that you mentioned earlier, was from the offensive side of the ball. So here we are now, 2025, going to 2026. Let's be clear. Has most of the draft picks and free agents been towards the offensive side of the ball? I can say yes, I give you that. But we also made additions on the defensive side of the ball. Let's forget 2024. At the end of that season, during the draft, we took 2 edge rushers, Nick Scorton, Princely Umar-Mielen, back-to-back, 2nd and 3rd round picks. We also took Ransom out of Ohio State. Okay, so there have been defensive overhauls or defensive selections of free agency. We had Josie Jewell, we Christian Roseboom. So we have done things on the defensive side of the ball as well. So it's not as one-sided as you portray it to be. Okay, I don't believe that at all. Go ahead, Will.
And this put up and shut up thing, I don't subscribe to that at all. And here's why. If you sit here, anyone sit here and says, oh, hey, he's been here 2 years, and if you haven't had the same success as the Bears have had, and I'm just picking the Bears because you said it, broski, then shut up and get out of the way. That's how you become the Cleveland Browns. That's how you become the Cleveland Browns. You become the Cleveland Browns because you won't sit still and fix what the hell you got wrong. You just want to blame people for what happened or what failed to happen right now instead of allowing somebody to fix it.
And I agree with you. Oh, go ahead, Will. And real quick, I'm gonna let Nick go, then I come back to you, broski. But real quick,
no problem.
I want to say I do agree with you when you mentioned about where the offense has ranked bottom tier in the league. So that's where I brought up the instance. Yes, the defense made a big leap from 31 to 32 to 16 last year. Now, in my opinion, we need the offense to do the same type of thing. So for me, I think more pressure is on the offense than it is on the defense this year. So I think that's kind of like in agreement with what you're saying. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, they went from literally like an NFL record-setting worst defense from a rushing yards allowed standpoint to jumping up to, depending on which rankings you look at, right, 15 through 17. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean that's a big step in one season, I feel.
Okay. Go ahead, Nick. What you got?
I mean, you can't put Dave Canales on the hot seat and not realize that there's the common denominator on the offense. I'm sorry. If you don't point the finger at the quarterback before you do Dave Canales, then that's crazy.
I agree with you.
The only reason why I don't believe that Dave Canales is on the hot seat because neither David Tepper or Dan Morgan came out initially when Dan and Dave was hired and they did that initial press conference. I don't y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall David Tepper ever saying that we need to be on the upside overnight or in a season or two. I think Dave and Dan laid out clearly what their plan was, and they stated openly in that press conference that this is going to be a process. We're trying to rebuild the culture in Carolina. We're going to build through the draft, add through the free agency when we need it, but we want this to be a player-led team, and we want to build from the inside out. So after 2 years, like Will said earlier, you take over a 2-15 team. Your first year, you win 5. No, how many games did Dave win the first year? 3? Was it 3?
I think 3. I believe so.
I think he won 3 the first year, 5 the second year, and 8 this
no, he
year.
won 5. Yeah, let me check. I'll check. I'm sorry.
He won 5.
It's
only
5
been
and
here 2
8.
years.
5 and 8.
He's only been here 2 years. It's 5 and 8.
5 wins.
Right,
5 wins
exactly.
and 8 wins.
So he goes from 2. He takes a 2-15 team to win 5 his first year, 8 the second year, and win the NFC South. Now, a lot of people out there don't like the fact that Carolina won with a losing record, but the fact is they are NFC South champions, and you can't take that away from them. However they got it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember hearing all this backlash back when we won the NFC South when we were 7-8-1. I don't remember hearing all this back then.
You know why? But you know what? You know why the backlash is.
Yeah,
because
I know.
They wanted to be. They wanted to be.
I don't want to go there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But,
okay. Yeah.
At the end of the day, the facts are the facts, and the facts are we are NFC South champions. And do we still have a long ways to go offensively? No doubt. I believe that. Do Bryce need to grow up and show better or do better? I believe that as well. Dave is not calling the plays this year, so I can't even think about what he need or what he should do as a play caller because he's not the play caller this year. That's Brad Idzik. He's the unknown right now. We don't know what we're going to get from Brad Idzik. I think that's the biggest unknown or the biggest enigma that the Panthers have for this year. So that's just my opinion, my take on that, broski. What you think?
So, and I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole here and dwell on this. I just want to kind of let you know before I say it. I do agree with was it Nick who just said it? Maybe who? Yeah, I mean, I put most of onus on Bryce Young and him kind of being a handicap for Dave Canales as a coach. Like, I don't think you can truly judge or grade Canales' ability because he's been coaching with such a quarterback with such physical limitations. All right, so I'm gonna let that go there. I'm not gonna tee off on that and go and dwell on that. Right, but. And I go back and forth, honestly, because you have to remember Bryce Young was strictly Tepper's pick, right? Like, he overruled the Avengers coaching staff that they put together that year to say,
You don't
hey,
know that.
no, they did. I mean, they were rallying around CJ
That's a
Stroud at
wild
his pro day.
speculation.
That's not a speculation. They
No,
all
no, no,
wanted
no.
him. They even
So-
came out, some of them actually came out and said it after the fact.
So,
No, they
Broski,
didn't. So have you listened?
We're not going to bring up
But
that.
let's,
I've already stated that. So
okay, but let's focus.
stay away from that.
Sure, but let's just focus. Can we agree that? Okay, so you're not going to agree that Bryce was Tepper's
We're not
pick
talking.
then?
We're not
Okay.
talking anything about Bryce. This is
All
about
right.
Darrell Bevell again.
Well, yeah, but bottom line is this.
That's my last time saying that.
Bottom line is this then. Man, I'm not trying to come at you any kind of way. I'm trying to be respectful. It's just, I need to understand the parameters and stuff too.
Broski.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
But
Broski.
yeah. So it's still, if you go through it, like a lot of the, like you name some players on defense they drafted. Nick Scorton, who I think he's going to be a stud. I think Princely has a lot of talent. But they were mostly getting like the second or third tier defensive free agent signings, right? Like the Nick Scotts. They drafted Rose Bloom. Like what round was he? He was late round pick, right?
We didn't draft
signed him. He wasn't that good. My point is he's like a second or third tier free agent signing on defense. So I still agree with like my point. I think it does carry a lot of weight that they did focus on building up that offense, right? So and it's one of those things too. It's like I go back and forth whether it's like, I think they would keep Canales and let Bryce go first, or would they keep Bryce and let Canales go and let Bryce have his third coach? Like, I actually go back and forth with that. Like, I could make a good point or a good case for either way. You know what I mean? I really could. So, but it just leads me back to the same thing. So it's like, how long you want to build a team the right way. And I think the Panthers have brought in some really good pieces on both sides of the ball, some good young talent, both sides of the ball, right? Year 3 for anyone, whether it's a quarterback, whether it's a head coach, NFL stands for not for long for a reason. Like, I just think like Canales, if they don't, let me say this, if they don't win 8 or 9 games this year, I think his seat is going to be very hot. But I mean, that's speculation. Obviously, we don't know that for a fact.
So you don't believe he's on the hot seat right now, is what you're saying?
He could be. Like, he could be, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, because I look at,
but
and I don't want to like compare it to other things that aren't related, but like it
just
feels
given,
like he could be.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Given everything that you've said about Dave Canales, and listen, I hate to even go down this rabbit hole because this is about Darrell Bevell. So this is gonna be the last thing I say about Dave Canales, because you have made some comments in the chat about Dave Canales. So if he is as bad as you say he is he on the hot seat right now?
I mean, yes, he is, because it wouldn't come down to this being a put up or shut up season if he wasn't, right? And that's my take. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I,
all right.
And I
Will, what you got?
I just want to say we not the Chicago Bears. They're dealing with a different set of equations. That's number one. And number two, we're not going to be the Cleveland Browns or the New York Jets. That's not what we're trying to do here. That has not been our reputation. I know we've had a span of 5 down years or 7 down years since Ace Boogie's left, but that has never been what we've done. And I don't think that we're trying to do that now. So to sit up here and say, oh, it's put up or shut up. No, we are not wiping. I'm willing to bet real money that if we have an average season, nothing is getting wiped clean. There has to be a historic downfall for the front office and the coaching staff to be changed out. Period. That's just where we are in our equation.
You could. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, man. That could very well be true. Like I'm not going to tell you that's incorrect because we don't know, and that it's not illogical what you're saying.
Exactly. It sounds illogical for you to say it's put up or shut. Hold on. It sounds illogical for you to say it's put up or shut up on year 3 of Canales. Hold on. Year 3 of Canales. When we went through all the things that he had to correct, and you've seen the winning records go up, and to say, let's say he win 9 wins this season and he misses the playoffs, it's time to clean house. I'm willing to bet real money that doesn't happen. Real money that doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's year 3. Like you're acting like this is his first year or even second year.
No,
like,
I never said.
Coaches don't get as long anymore in the NFL, especially when you look around and see other teams going from last in the division to first in one season.
Okay,
right?
All right, good. You're right.
And,
you're right. They're going to clean house. Listen, broski, they're going to clean house. I got it.
I'm not saying that's a definite. I'm saying it's not an illogical thought, right?
It is illogical to me.
But it doesn't. It does. Hold on, real quick. Hold on for you guys finish. Shout out Eternal 252 for the $4.99 super chat. Eternal say, "Will I bet you money if we have an average season, somebody getting moved?"
Okay. Hey, I'll tell you what.
Will you want to respond to that?
Hey, you see where I'm at. I whenever you jump on a panel, something like that, I put my number in the back chat. We'll make a wager. We'll make a wager because I don't joke bet or play bet or anything as bet. When I bet, I actually bet. I don't just talk. So if you're willing to put real money up and say if we have a 9-win season and we miss the playoffs, that they're gonna get rid of the coaching staff, let me know. And if he don't get changed out, just give me my money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's between you and Eternal. I ain't getting in between that.
That's why I say put it in the back chat. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And again, like I go back to like the reason why they went from 5 wins to 8 wins. To me, 2 big factors, right? Rico Dowdle taking the team on his shoulders for 3 games, and the defense. You know what I mean? Like look at their 2 best wins last season, the Panthers at Green Bay and against the Rams. Defense caused 5 turnovers those games, right? And then especially against Green Bay, I mean Rico was a monster, right?
Okay, so, Brosky, let me cut you off right there. All right. So in saying all that you said up to this point, how do you think Darrell Bevell can come in and contribute to the offense and help stir the ship, if you will?
I think that his primary role has been is either offensive coordinator or assistant head coach or quarterback coach, along those lines, offensive guy who serves as an interim head coach.
He's the associate head coach, offensive assistant. That's his official title.
Right. What I'm saying is he has been an interim head coach twice in his career, replacing head coaches who've gotten popped, right? I think it's to motivate. I think his primary role is to kind of light a fire under Dave Canales. I don't think he's going to serve much of a purpose this year.
What do you mean by light a fire up under?
Because they're
Dave
like
Canales, when Dave Canales is the one that brought him in.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, did he bring him in? Like, did he give the recommendation to bring him in? Is that what they're just saying?
Who? Hold on, Will. Who do you think hires the assistants and the coordinators? You don't think Dave Canales makes those decisions or have a heavy hand in those decisions?
He has input on them for sure.
Come on, so
But he can be overruled by Dan Morgan
hold on.
anytime Dan Morgan wants to overrule. Let's not get that twisted.
If Ben, so let's just use this analogy. If Ben Johnson went to Ryan Pace, who is the GM in Chicago, and said, "Hey, Ryan Poles, I'm sorry," and he said, "Yeah, I want to," and let's just say Aaron Glenn was out on the market. He said, "Hey, I know Aaron had a bad season last year with New York, but when we worked together, he was awesome, man. We had real chemistry, and I want to bring him in." Do you think, in your honest opinion, that Ryan Poles is gonna say, "Nah, because I don't like his record at New York last year. They only won like 2 or 3 games."
Possibly.
Absolutely,
possibly. I mean,
listen,
it's definitely possible.
This is the last thing I'm going to address.
Go ahead, Will. You about to say something?
The conspiracy theory things, I just can't. I can't. I just not going. So Dave Canales hired his mentor to be able to assist him in the continued development of his system and his roster and his coaching schemes, because he trusts him. He worked for the man. He brought that man in and says, "I am excited to bring him in." He said, to have these conversations, just like he brought in.
Didn't he say these things in the interview?
Said these things.
He said he brought.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I cannot. That's why the conspiracy theory things and the echo chamber that happens other places is crazy to me, because forget what he says out of his mouth. Forget what actually happened. I have an idea that I think that this is what it is. So Dave Canales hired someone to put a fire under him because he's on the hot seat. It's like, am I in the corner of First Street and First Street here? I don't know which direction to go with that particular. Just a second. I don't know exactly where to go with the conversation. And I'm just trying to be honest and clear-minded.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I'm just saying you can spin things and say whatever you want.
It's not a spin.
Right?
No, seriously, it's not a spin.
But
that is actually what he said out of his mouth. I just want to make sure that
that's actual facts, bro. Like that.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying that's not true.
Hold on. What we're saying here on this show, the Morning Kickoff, we're dealing with facts. Now, don't none of us know what whether Dave Canales was telling the truth or a lie. We don't know that, right? But what we do know is what actually came out his mouth, how the hiring transpired. That's what we're talking about. It's not about what we think what we think he meant, by by the things he said or what he said in that press interview. This is just what he said. And Dave Canales hasn't given me any reason to believe that he's lying. I don't think he's given Will any reason to believe that he's lying. So when we say what we're saying, we're basing off of what Dave Canales said, and we're choosing to believe what he said because we don't believe he has lied to us this far. To say anything opposite of what he said is in disregard to what he said to create your own narrative.
Okay, well, let me just say this. Then it is true that Bevell was the interim head coach twice in the last 5 years, right? Or
Facts.
6 years, right?
Facts. That's facts.
It is true that many, including Canales, might consider him his mentor, correct?
Facts. He was his mentor in Seattle. Yes.
So if, again, speculation, just putting a possible, situation out there or whatever you want to call it, if Canales was to be relieved of his duties, don't you think Bevel would be a nice natural fit without having to change too much up, who already has experience being a head coach and maybe more experience being a play caller?
Well,
To kind of
if you
bridge
would have
them?
said if you would have said it in that way and led that way, I could sit here and say, you know what, bro, see that's not a bad idea. That may be something to think about. But that's
Right.
not how you led or
Well,
addressed the question. You made it seem like it was a foregone conclusion, as if Darrell Bevell is really here to stir the pot or light a flame up under Dave Dave Canales, and he's a potential head coach in waiting. And
sure.
what Will and I are saying there's nothing out there that has been said publicly from Dave Canales, Darrell Bevell, or anyone, David Tepper, to support your theory. That's what
Right.
we're saying.
Right, but no one would say something like that publicly either, right? And two things could be true at the same time as well, right? Like Morgan could look at it like, okay,
Hold on, hold that thought. I didn't mean to cut you off. Hey, shout out Armchair GM CJ, my cousin, my blood cousin. He said, "Hey, Panther Nation, we just hit 2K subs. Just wanted to say thank you to all of you for your support. Hey, congratulations, cuz. I'm glad you hit that 2K point. And that was my goal, to help you hit 2K before the end of business today. I'm glad you reached it. So everybody, hey, shout out CJ. Put a 1 in the comments if you're happy that CJ has hit 1K subs. I know I am. Shout out to you, cuz. Go ahead, broski. Finish your thought.
Yeah, so I mean, my thing is like two things could be true, right? It could be like, hey, maybe this will help Canales, right? And it could also be like, hey, well, if we decide to move on, maybe Bevel will actually come in and do a better job, and he's already going to be familiar with the team, and it's not going to be a huge transition for the players on offense. They're still going to be familiar with how things are run. Like that being said,
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say that being said, what I was saying earlier just kind of cut directly to the, you know, but like the ending bottom line kind of point that like
to the negative point of the line. Let's just keep it 100.
To the negative point. There you go. Thank you.
Just cut into the negative point that you had. So let me just flip that a little bit for you, broski. What's wrong with thinking positive? What's wrong with thinking that Darrell Bevell was brought in by Dave Canales to do exactly what Dave Canales want him to do, and that it could possibly work, and possibly the offense could benefit from that, and leave it right there. What is that hard to do?
I
Why
mean,
can't that be done?
you could do that. I mean, sure, and I could do what I've said as well. I mean, it's neither of us know the real answer,
I'm not
right?
saying you can't, but well, a little bit, because if, like I said before, like I just said, if Dave Canales has openly stated his position and why he hired somebody, and there's nothing else out there to support what you're saying, why not give Dave the benefit of the doubt of what he said, and it just may work out in the way that he said that it will work out? Why do you have to go and create something that is not in the ether, or it's only in the ether now because you have created in your mind and said it out loud?
I mean, Dave Canales, right? He's not calling plays anymore either. So maybe they're slowly taking his power away. So it's not such a
That's not
big
true.
transition,
That's
right?
not true.
That
Hold
okay,
on.
bro. All right.
Can I
Yeah,
just say
go ahead,
this?
Will.
Can I just say this? Number one, if they were to remove Dave Canales, it would be Evero that would probably be the interim head coach. That's number one. Number two, unless Evero doesn't want that job, but he would be offered first.
I think that would be a good move.
Number two, I understand that there is a portion of the fan base that will always see the negative in every decision that is made. That is not a decision that is popular with them. And then
Yeah.
there will be wild speculations to validate that thought pattern. You just exercised that. You said that Darrell Bevell was brought here to light a fire under Canales.
I believe that.
That's a belief. I'm glad you said that. You believe that. There is no evidence to validate that.
They're not going to announce it. They're not going to come out and directly say that.
No, hold on. If that is the case, I can believe whatever I want to believe and then say, you know what? I got $12 million in the bank, but the bank has never validated that. They will never tell you how much money I got in my bank account.
Yeah.
When people say they will never say that publicly, is a way to attempt to validate their belief. I like jumping on in the mornings to have these discussions,
Right,
because it is a way to analyze the facts and form an informed opinion around the facts. The facts. Bevell was his mentor.
Mhm.
The facts. Canales hired Bevell to help him in his journey. Those are the facts. Anything else outside of that is speculation. Why would I hire an adversary? Why would I hire an antibody? Why would any person do that? And for you to say, because he's not the play caller, they're taking his powers away. Are there head coaches today that do not call plays?
Yes.
So
Yeah, I mean, obviously
how
they
is
are,
it?
yeah.
How
I
is
mean-
no? How is it because we're making a change means that it is a negative of, you know what? I applaud Dave Canales for self-scouting and saying that I can be a better head coach if I relieve myself of these responsibility and take more of a greater role across the board. Both he said that and Dan Morgan said that. Why can't we just take what they said at face value?
Hey, it's your choice to do so. You could also
No,
say,
I'm saying why not? I didn't say
you
my choice. Say
could.
why not?
because of what I already laid out, right? He's you can consider him a more experienced Dave Canales than if he's his mentor, right? You can also say that he has been an interim head coach twice. He has been that guy to step in
Okay,
after someone's down popped. And you can also say that NFL stands for not for long, and these coaches are not getting a long leash anymore. Right?
Technically, it stands for the National Football League, but
But
I'm gonna hold you right there.
I gotta drop. I gotta call. I gotta jump on.
Okay.
Thank you very much for letting me on, though, man. I do appreciate it, man. I hope both you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.
But for future reference, broski, you got to make sure that you have facts to stand on when you come up on the stage, because the conversation ain't gonna go this long next time. I can promise you that. But I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you shouting out the channel, and all that. But for Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion, and you know this, I'm not telling you nothing new. I deal with the facts, then the context, and then we can debate it. We don't debate hypotheticals or conspiracy theories or something that hasn't been spoken on or proven. That's not what I do here. All right.
Oh, I hear you, man. But I thought we were just, putting out people's opinions and actually speculation on things.
But you can't. No. You can have opinions based on the facts. We don't do opinions based on speculations and conspiracy theories. That's not what I do. So now I'm telling you again what it's about. You have heard what it's about. So if you want to be on the panel further, you're welcome. But just make sure you stick to the subject at hand, and make sure you have evidence to support whatever it is that you want to talk about.
I hear you,
All right?
but the topic in itself was a speculative topic, though, right? It's like, what do you think Bevell's going to bring?
Bro.
Right?
Okay, bro. Hey, you have a good day, man.
You too, man. Take care, guys.
All right. All right, well, let me get through some of these comments real quick.
Sure.
DK said he has no facts, just hate. Hey, hey, okay, all right. I'm always try to remain neutral in these situations. Ben flipping Ben flipping facts that don't run. Now I don't believe he's running. He may, like you said, he probably had something to do. Charlie the gamer said, "LOL, I just came in, but I can tell I missed some funny shit." Um, yeah, Charlie. Yeah, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Um, Ben flipping fat says he runs. Tim Bowler said B man full of crap. DK said nobody wants to sit around and explain to Broski how lost he is with Panther business. Yeah. Okay, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna read through all of these, but yeah, if you're out there listening right now, um, hey, shout out to you, Rashad. I see you just um chimed in, my brother. Appreciate your support. But yeah, if you're out there listening, and maybe you don't have a full understanding as to what the morning kickoff with unbiased opinion is. I think majority of you do, but just in case, I deal with facts first. I don't deal with media spin. I don't deal with conspiracy theories. I don't deal with all these unheard of hyperboles. We deal with the facts, we put it in context, and then we can debate it. If somebody had 1,000 yards, he had 1,000 yards. That's the facts. Now we can debate what that 1,000 yard means to each one of us. That's and, and we all aren't gonna feel the same, but we have to start with facts first, right? You have to start with facts first. So that's how that's what I built my channel on. That's what it's going to be. So if you're going to be on the panel, come to the panel. Make sure that you come with your facts to support whatever evidence, or come with the evidence to support whatever it is that you have to say. I'm from this day forward, I'm not going to entertain anything less than, and yeah, you will be removed off the panel real quick, like. Okay. Hold on. Let me bring Nick Nick up. Like Nick back there.
Tony, good
What's up,
morning.
Nick?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's up, Tri-State?
How
What's
we
going on?
doing? How you doing, bro? How's
We
everything?
good, man. What's on your mind?
None, man. What's the topic? I just saw you were live. I clicked on the
Yeah.
link. What
You
what
you
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 rapping about?
right
What we rapping about?
you right at the end, but I'll go back to this last question
Okay.
for you. So the topic of the day is about Darrell Bevell,
Okay.
what his role is. So the third topic was how we measure Darrell Bevell's impact. So the debate question, I'm not gonna go through everything, but the debate question was, where should Darrell Bevell's impact show up first? Should it be with Bryce Young, third down, red zone, or overall offensive clarity? What say you,
Ooh,
Nick?
ooh. That's a real complex question because he just came from Miami. He was with Mike McDaniel, who is an elite run game coordinator before anything. I think first and foremost, I would say that. Why? Because Canales always stresses running the ball. Idzik is a big proponent on running the football. I think, like I just alluded to, Mike McDaniel is incredible as an offensive mind, especially in the run game. And I think him being there for the last 4 years, him being an older guy, it's like, you know, one thing my dad taught me, being an older gentleman, the old generation, is like, you know what they say, like if you learn something new every day, it's not a wasted day, right? So I think a lot for the
Yeah.
older, especially for the older generation, they keep that in their mind, right? So I think Darrell Bevell is a self-aware human. He sees and knows Mike McDaniel's a young, spry offensive mind, so he probably saw some run concepts and he was like, let me take this idea. You know what I mean? So, and I think he's going to bring that over to Carolina. Um, I think the passing game will also take a step forward. Why? Because when Russell Wilson was with Darrell Bevell for those few years, he was the best deep ball thrower in the NFL. And for some damn reason, it always felt like Russell Wilson at that time, he was always hitting Jermaine Kearse or Tyler Lockett or Doug Baldwin like a 50-yarder dinger out of nowhere, too. You know what I mean? And we see Rasheed Walker, who's primarily a dominant pass blocking offensive line, Luke Fortner with a 71 pass block grade. It could be very possible we could see a very dynamic offense this year, low key. Like, I'm pretty hyped. And I know people like to say, oh, you know, Idzik called plays in preseason last year. Well, you know, you don't want to show your hand too much in preseason, you know, so I'm not going to knock him for that. Because you're intentionally not showing a lot of your cards in preseason. You don't want
Right.
teams seeing that. So that's what I got in regards to that.
Okay. All right. Do you feel like I had a question earlier. So I don't know if you made it clear where you stood as where his impact should show up first.
I think
Do
where
you
his impact should show up first should
yeah.
be in the run game. I think in the run game by a
So
smidge. But
Bryce Young, third down, red zone, or overall offensive clarity. Those were the choices.
I think Idzik will have more of a impact on Bryce than Bevel. I think Bevel's going to help obviously with everything, right? What's his he's a
So the
associate head
overall
coach.
so the
Like he's
overall
based.
offensive clarity.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's hard for me to pick between because it's like he's so good with the pass game, but then I also take into consideration like his last 4 years in Miami and how incredible Mike McDaniel's with the run game. So it's like I know he definitely picks something off his plate in regards to the run game. So it's like I don't know which one it's
Right.
going to be. It's fair to say both. You know what I mean? I think it's easily fair to
Okay.
say both.
Okay. Because there was some. I mean, I didn't know much about his history after he left Seattle. I do know he was with Miami the last 4 years. So the question came up about um his last two stints as
Guess
interim head
guess
coach.
guess who was the OC when Tua led the league in passing yards, Tony? Darrell
The
Bevell.
OC.
Yeah, he was the
He
offensive
was.
coordinator in Miami.
I didn't want to bring that up, but yes, he was.
Yep,
I had
he
just looked
was.
that up.
Oh,
I didn't
I
want to
didn't know
extend
that.
the live. I didn't want to
Hold
extend the
on.
live.
Maybe he was offensive coordinator, but didn't Mike McDaniel call the plays?
He was the
'Cause I
play
don't
caller,
remember
right?
him. Yeah,
Right.
I don't remember him
So
giving
Mike,
up play
Mhm.
calling duties.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel was the play caller. But if you're the offensive
Yeah,
coordinator and you're the one creating the call sheet, you're the one creating the rhythm. The
right,
offensive coordinator, the play caller is calling what's on the call sheet. That doesn't mean that the play caller did not have influence of what you put on the call sheet. But
right.
now you're taking some of that McDaniel's knowledge. Maybe that's some stuff that translate with that elite run game that McDaniel has. Maybe some of those concepts can be folded into what we're trying to do.
Mhm,
Mm, okay.
mhm.
Michael
Facts.
Michael Dickerson said he was the pass game
Pass
coordinator.
game
Okay,
coordinator. Yep.
Oh, I'm
that's what
sorry.
I
Yeah,
thought. Yeah.
I
Mike
thought he
McDaniel
was.
was the offensive coordinator. No, Mike McDaniel was the offensive coordinator. He was the head coach, offensive coordinator. Yeah,
I see it right here. Tony says he did not call plays, but he played a significant role into what Will just said, creating the play
right.
call sheet, creating the game
Well,
flow.
that's what
Yeah,
Michael Dickerson saying. That's the role
yeah.
of a pass game coordinator.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to me that's basically an offensive coordinator. Like, you know what I mean? He's basically doing everything the offensive coordinator does besides calling the play.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, they as the pass game coordinator, I do know they are heavily
One hand
involved.
wash the other. Yeah, one hand wash the other.
Yeah, they are heavily involved
Yeah.
uh in the development of the offensive scheme. But it's gonna come the final decision is gonna come down to the offensive coordinator, and he's gonna be the one that calls the plays. So um yeah, that's where we were on topic 3. So we are definitely at the end. So we're going to get off of here. Hey, you guys, hey, show support to this channel, man. Right now I think we're like $10 away. My little goal every day is $25. So the QR code is at the top right. Scan the QR code if you will. The link is also in the chat. You can click that link. Show love to the channel, man. If you enjoyed the conversation and debate this morning, the vibe, and got your day started off on a good note, show love to the channel by supporting it. And a shout out again to CJ for getting him up to 2,000 subscribers. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my closing statement so we can get up out of here. All right. So here's where I stand. Day 5 was all about Darrell Bevell. Not because he is the play caller, he is not. Not because he is secretly running the offense, he is not. The conversation matters because the Panthers added an experienced offensive resource at a time when the offensive structure is changing. Brad Idzik has the call sheet. Dave Canales oversees the team. Darrell Bevell helps sharpen the process. That is the structure. And the structure is clear. Bevell can help. He can help with preparation, situational football, passing game answers, help the staff think through the week. He can help Bryce Young play with more rhythm. Okay. A safety net only works if the roles are clear. That is the Darrell Bevell conversation. So thanks for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. If you did, share it with a friend or a family member. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you want more, consider becoming a member on Patreon and subscribing to my YouTube channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. And you can also subscribe to CJ's channel, the Carolina Armchair GM CJ, as well. Check the description below in YouTube for all the links to my social media handles. And I'll catch you next time. Keep pounding.